Oh, do you?
She was there with me.
The one you had in the video? Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
How everybody doing? Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. Um, hey everybody. I'm live
What's
now.
up?
And happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I'm sorry. We are trying to get prepared. Um, both of us been out all day, so we just trying to get it prepared. Give us a good 5 minutes to get it together. Okay. So happy Saturday. We got some great topics today. I haven't been on here in a while. So I'm waiting on everybody to tune in. Go on and tune in. I sent the link on Facebook. Go on and tune in. We trying to go live
Did you,
on TikTok
did you
too.
send it to me on the text so I can share it on Facebook?
I
Okay.
sent it to you on Messenger. Look on
Okay.
Messenger.
Yep, there we go.
So everybody gonna tune in. I'll wait on everybody to get in here. When you do come in, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share the video out. Today I have my co-host, Mr. Island, with me today on this
What's
beautiful
up, y'all? Mr. Pick Me.
He's back. He's back.
If you know, you know. He's back. I've been MIA, y'all, but I ain't changed and I ain't went nowhere.
Okay,
I'm
ain't say
still
that.
keeping it real with Keita.
Okay, let me see. Mm,
Sorry for the long overdue wait. Sorry for the background noise. You know, it's the weekend. I like to be in nature and on the porch, so y'all, please excuse the background noise. It's some people going down the street in motorbikes and four wheelers and motorcycles.
Hold on. Okay, I'm sending my cousin a link again. So hopefully she get to join us.
Got my yak, got my cigar, and I got Miss Keita. I'm good to go. Let me shout out CJ2 Code and Indianapolis Black Expo and the Hallville reunion / Dust Bowl. I just visited that today. They bringing that back. It was all peaceful and fun. Everybody should go out and enjoy and let's keep it going. No gun fights, no fights, no nothing. And we're trying to get these youth to volunteer more for the Black Expo. So I wanna throw that out there to support that and trying to come up with some ideas to get
Yeah,
the
I'm glad to hear it back. So I do plan on going probably early. What time did it start today?
They told me it started at 10 in the morning and it's still going. I just left. I got there about so originally they had an event today at Riverside from 12 to 4 for Malcolm X celebration. And I didn't pick my daughter up till 3:15. So
Mhm.
I said, well, we're gonna be late. I said, let me take you through the hood and show you some family. So I rode through Hallville, stopping the family members' houses. She got to meet some family. She got to be my grandfather's first cousin, who's 92.
Mhm.
And so then I said, and then I went to another cousin, a friend of mine's house, and they said, "Oh man, you know the Dust Bowl is today, the Harvard reunions today." I said, "What?" So we stopped at one more family member house and pulled up. And so just so everybody know, my daughter is 10, so she had a good time. She made some new friends. DJ was out there. They had face painting. I mean, it was nothing but what you would want and expect from that type of situation. It was all fun and positive. They were playing basketball. Nobody fought over basketball. Um, a lot of old heads, a lot of young heads, YNs as they call them, and
Yeah.
everybody's having a good time and just meeting back up. And they're gonna start doing it. They said every third Saturday of the month in different parks in Hallville. So I plan on going there. My cousin Yoshi, he got a podcast. It's called How You What. He was there live.
Uh-huh.
No women wanted to get on there and discuss nothing. He was walking around trying to get women involved. They didn't want to get on there, but I'm just trying to support and throw it out there to get people to come out. And if you went back in the day when it was the real Dust Bowl, We try to bring it back to that. And Mike Epps,
Man.
actually, the reason I even knew about it was Mike Epps said it a long time ago on Facebook. He made a video talking about how they bring the Dust Bowl back in Harville and da-da-da. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad. I'll make sure I pop out there and join in on that as well.
Anything in this city with us getting all back together, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is, what side of town, I don't care. I just like to see us as Black folk in Indianapolis getting together with no violence and just fellowshipping, vendors coming out, supporting vendors, and anything. I just like seeing Black folk come together, me personally. So
Yeah. Yep, if we could do that without violence, and so because the younger generation, before we finish talking about it, let me introduce my cousin. She done joined us on the show. This is my cousin Medisa. This Kench Lolo. This
Hey,
Kench Lolo
y'all.
in the house.
Hey,
that's Lolo. Hey, Miss
It's
Lolo.
Lolo checking in from Arizona, baby.
Yeah.
Arizona, what part?
Huh?
What part of Arizona?
I'm in outside of Phoenix, Mesa, Gilbert.
I know Mesa. You got all the nice mountains and stuff to look at, the flat tops and stuff. I'm in Tucson, but I know about Mesa.
Yeah. Okay.
You got that good scenery.
Yeah,
You got that good scenery.
Yeah.
Hey, it's beautiful here. Like I honestly, it is. I've been here 13 years, and I still be in awe of like the scenery. It's so beautiful. Like waking up and like, well, where I live now, I can't see the mountains like I used to. But man, I used to wake up and I used to just look, and it looked like the mountain was like right across the street. Like you could just walk down the street and just run up it. But it's beautiful. Arizona is amazing. I love it here. It's hot as hell in the summer, but if you could get through summer, I'm sorry, my dog. Why are you up under here? Can you move? She's nosy. This is nosy Rosie Zena. My baby.
I'm gonna get on there too.
Yeah, she's all up under me.
If nobody ever been out to Arizona, I visited my brother. The first time I ever met my older blood brother he was stationed in Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
When I left, I wanted to move out there. The plan was for me to move out there, but he got shipped out. But if people don't understand when she says how beautiful it is, Tucson, like I said, I know about Tucson. They have a law that no building can even be built past the skyline. So like when she tells you it's beautiful, fellas, if she fly you out, go.
I ain't flying nobody out. If anything, I'm gonna get flued out. Don't play with me.
Hold on. You can't fly.
I got my grandma's shirt on. I'm that grandmother. I'm a whole grandmother.
I mean, what's wrong with flying a guy out? That's a conversation.
I mean, you know what? If he worth it, I ain't even gonna front. I am not.
You know how the teacher say. You know how the teacher say your first answer is usually right. You gave your first answer.
If he, and I'm just saying though, if he worth it, I'm down. Like if I get my paper up, like I don't have this is one thing about
I don't know, Miss Lolo. I don't know. You said nope.
No, I was joking, but no, straight up. Let me be 100% honest with you. Like,
let the world know.
For me, it's like, first of all, I will say I'm recently just out of a 6-year relationship, so I'm back on the block. I'm back single. But it is what it is. Like, this is a time of healing, and this is the time of like rediscovering and refocusing and things like that. No shade to my ex or anything like that. It was good while it lasted, but it's not here anymore. Yeah. Now, I will say this: I am not the type of woman who feels like it's all on the man to do things. Like, if I got somebody and he, maybe I'm making a little bit more paper than him, and I'm out here trying to do my thing, and he about to write, and he's checking all the boxes. Baby, I'm gonna flew you out. You gonna get flued out. Where you want to go? You want a first class ticket? You want to? No, I'm just playing. No, but I ain't probably like that right now. But like, what I'm saying?
What's your sign?
Scorpio.
What's your sign?
I'm Scorpio.
All right, she telling the truth, y'all. She telling the truth.
Yeah. I'm a tourist. I know y'all very. Me is this like and my cousin can tell you I'm a little bit more lenient with these men now, because I used to be cutthroat. Like I didn't like I would if you breathe the wrong way, like I don't want to be by. Like I will be done with you. Like I will cut you off. But now, having lived life, I understand that, you know, people have to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, people sometimes, you know, you gotta if somebody is worth it, you gotta meet them where they are, right? And as long as they showing you that they're trying to continue to get better and be the best version of themselves, you keep pushing them toward that. You know. Now, I will say this: there's some things that I'm not gonna ever budge on again. You know what I mean? Just because of experience. Like, there's some things they're non-negotiable. Like, you know, but that's a whole nother conversation. But,
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
mm-hmm.
You on your phone, ain't you, Ralph? You ain't on the computer, are you? Can you hear me? I can't hear. I can't hear you now.
Oh, he might. Yeah, I tried to log in from my phone, but it wouldn't. That's why I had to resend the link again, because I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Let me just get on my computer. It's fine."
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, if he's on his computer, then we could try to do the TikTok on the phone. So that's what I'm trying to work and see. Everybody that's coming in, thanks for coming in. When you come in, please hit the like button, subscribe, share the video out. We got some good topics today. Please stay in and join us. Even have a conversation with us about it.
Oops, sorry, cuz I wasn't trying
to hear me.
I can hear and see everything right now. I don't know what that was.
We can hear you now.
I don't know.
Do you want me to go on TikTok Live?
Yeah, I'm trying to get on there. You on your phone, ain't you, Ralph?
I'm on my computer right now, but
okay. So on our phones, we about to go on TikTok too.
Okay, so I need to set my phone up.
Yeah, for TikTok.
Yeah, I'm about to set mine up to where.
So y'all gonna have to tell me what I need to do as far as going on TikTok.
I'm gotta ask my cousin, like, how do I go live?
So do you see where you go to add like a post or whatever? You should be able to scroll, and it should give you the option to go live.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Text. Hold on.
I don't. I just tapped on the app. So what I need to touch? I don't know what's going on. Do I need to hit the plus sign? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So okay. So when you first on the when you on your main page, where, like, let's just say you at your profile, go to the plus sign, and then you can scroll over. You'll see where it says post editor, and then you'll see where it says live. If you have the option to go live.
Yeah. And if I want to, how do I add others?
Plus sign.
Yeah, if you hit the plus sign.
The plus sign say find friends.
So I don't know what you got going on. I don't know what you doing.
The plus size find friends.
But you have to be. Has it ever given you the option to go live?
No, I don't even know.
Yeah, so some people can't go. Like, they changed something. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, one day I was able to go live. I wasn't, because they used to say you have to have like 1,000 followers or something like that. But they changed something in the algorithm or something based on like your views or whatever.
Well, on my end, I'm about to just because I don't know. I hit profile. I don't even, this username I'm seeing ain't even. It don't even look like mine. I don't know what this is.
Okay, you on your main
screen.
So
you know when you're on the bottom part of, yeah, the main screen where you can see like.
I don't even know who this profile I'm looking at is. We just gonna roll with y'all. I don't know nothing about. I'll let my nephew tell me something I don't know. I don't know.
Let me, Keita, let me see if I can.
It didn't. It said user something. So I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it's like when you on your main screen, like when you looking at like For You page, it's a plus sign down the bottom. No, Riri, you don't have to have 5,000 or more, because I don't have 5,000.
No, you don't. I think it's something else. It used to be, because I don't even have 1,000. First, I was told it was like 1,000, but I'm about to hold on, let me see.
See, mine, like I said, I don't know if somebody put another profile on here. It's saying user and some numbers. I don't know.
I don't know what you got going on, bro.
I don't know either. I don't be on TikTok. So
okay, I'm about to
say add a name and everything. I don't get.
Yeah, Yeah, you got. I don't know what you.
I don't know what he got going on either.
I don't know either. I don't know. We gonna roll with y'all today.
Well, I'm gonna go live on my page, cousin, and I'm gonna put keeping it real with Keita on here.
Well, like she said, fellas, she willing to fly you out to see this nice sky in the nighttime. You know, the stars, no clouds. You know, come in the wintertime because she don't like the heat. In summertime is low.
Yeah, it's
come when it's low and
Don't be trying to tell these people that I'm about to be. Don't be trying to tell these people that I'm.
Look.
What you don't be trying to get
the
hopes up. I mean, I say it now.
Hey,
it's not
you already gave them. You already gave them hope. I'm just trying to push your agenda.
Oh, you just trying to? Nah, I'm good. I'm good right now. I don't got time to be dealing with nobody's son right now.
Okay, ain't that it?
You gonna listen? You gonna filter them out, ain't you? It's your choice.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess
I mean.
I'm just.
That's it.
Okay.
She got to
take the time for yourself, cousin, and get it together.
That's it. See, one of the things I have realized is that sometimes, you know, breakups are not always, you know, in vain. Like breakups be necessary sometimes for you to get to that next level. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at it like, okay, I'm putting you in here, Lakita.
Okay.
You know, I'm living life. You know what I mean? I'm learning the lessons. Oh, now I gotta mute.
Yeah, you gotta turn your volume down.
Hold on, let me mute myself here.
What auntie yet?
She out of town right now.
She with Mr. Earl.
Okay.
You want to see Mr. Earl?
Yeah, she with Mr. Earl.
Yeah. She want to see Mr. Earl. So auntie out of town visiting Mr. Earl, and I'm trying to get Miss Lolo to get Antoine and Marcus.
Hey, y'all, welcome in. I got bad.
Okay, so they can see you. They could see you, Ralph, on here from her page.
Oh, okay.
It's just the echo.
Hold on, let me figure this out. Hold on, I think I need to turn it off from here. Okay.
Oh, let me go to the comments.
Can y'all hear me now still?
Yeah, we can still hear you. It's still
the echo still there?
Yeah, it's still there a little bit.
Secret life for real. For Riri.
I gotta mute something. Hold on.
What's going on? We got one person commenting already.
I think I need to mute myself from here.
Yeah, you got to mute. You got to mute. No,
okay, how about now?
Yeah.
Yep.
We good?
We good.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what's back now.
But I'm hearing something, and I don't know what it is.
It's because it's so close to your laptop.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Yeah.
You gonna have to angle it somewhere distant away from your laptop.
Yeah. Then you can't see me.
I got my headphones in.
She hear the echo.
I can hear it. Damn. Thank you for the harmony. Appreciate y'all. We having some technical difficulties right now.
Yes, we are.
How the fuck?
It's too close to your computer. Your computer's picking up everything that your phone is doing. So it's gonna have to. It's just got to be further away.
Can you turn it down?
What? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you on both. Yeah.
There's no feedback now.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's better. That's better.
Yeah.
I don't hear.
Can you hear us?
I can hear y'all now.
All right, you good right now. It's no feedback, so you good. Whatever you're doing right now is perfect.
Stay right here.
You got something to put it on? Look, I want you to be comfortable instead of.
No, I'm sitting here like, okay, hold on. Let me see. I got this little stand.
Okay.
It's feedback. As soon as you put it back close, it's feedback.
Shit. How about now?
Just try to zoom in. Just try to zoom in on your phone so you can see the screen.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slide up. I'm just gonna slide up. It's fine. Okay. But then I can't see my TikTok people, so I'm shit.
Yeah.
All right. This is crazy.
Hey, this is keeping it real.
Okay. Thanks for coming in, everybody. When you come in, please hit the like button.
Thank you, guys.
For the people that are on TikTok, you could join us on YouTube at Keeping It Real with Keita. We are on a live podcast right now. We're trying to go on and talk. If some people in your thing want to join in too, they can if they want to talk about the topic.
Yeah,
and please comment, share, like, and subscribe, please.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do this. Can you stream? No, you can't live stream on TikTok though.
It won't show me. It won't show me TikTok. I can see Facebook.
No, it don't. I don't think TikTok is on there.
Yep.
Oh well. Hey y'all. Y'all, if y'all want to take it, oh my God, this is terrible. I just turned it off again.
Yeah, you might want to just cut that off because we keep hearing that.
I can't even mute myself on here.
Yeah,
it won't even work. It's still gonna. I'm gonna just go off because.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. I'd rather we'll figure it out. Okay, we'll be back later, y'all.
Come to YouTube. Come to YouTube.
Go to YouTube. Keeping It Real with Keita. If you want to join into the conversation,
we'll have to figure that out later.
Yeah, we'll do that later. Okay. Let me turn this stuff back on. Hold on. Can y'all hear me now?
Yep. We can hear you.
We never stop being able to hear you.
I can't hear y'all. What the
We're going to let her work some things out.
Hello?
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Trying to, hold on. Let me see.
Miss Lolo, okay, can you hear us?
Let me get back on my microphone. All right. I think I'm good. It's connecting. It says it's connecting. Don't be looking at me like that.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Don't be judging nobody. Don't be judging. Okay, I don't know why it's not connecting, but to hell with it. Hold on. I don't know, but what am I connected to? Can y'all hear me? I can't hear nothing.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
To my phone. This is why this Bluetooth, all these Bluetooth devices is. Let me see. Mama.
I gave up using my camera. I called my laptop.
Hold on. Lord have mercy.
I'm trying to order this. They got this thing on TikTok. I'm gonna try to order.
Can y'all hear me now?
Everything. We can hear you.
We never stop being able to hear you.
Yes, I can hear y'all now. Y'all are not gonna believe what I'm not even gonna tell you.
Don't tell us. Don't tell us in private. Don't tell the world.
He said, "Don't tell the world like that." Don't do
I'm
that.
not gonna tell. I'm not gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm out closed.
I want somebody to still want to get flown out.
You trying to get somebody to get flown out? Like, okay. Well, at this point,
I don't want to be like, she don't even know how to work her dang on TikTok and StreamYard and YouTube.
Yeah. So if they can't rock with me while I'm trying to figure out, then they don't need to rock with me when I get it out.
You know what, Miss Lolo? You know what, Miss Lolo?
What? I'm just saying. I'm keeping it 100. A buck, as the youngins say. Let me stop because my son will be like, "Mama, can you please stop trying to?"
Yeah, you know they don't
like listen, my daughter. No, my son. I was joking when I said, bro. I said, he said, no. I said, oh, it ain't cool. I said, but the old folks can't use that. We can't use that slang. He said, no, stick to y'all slang from y'all generation. I said, dang. I said, I'm just trying to keep it. But then he gonna turn around and say, I'm trying to be hip. He said, "Yeah, you need to catch up, but at the same time, use your
These
slang
kids
because
is petty. Yeah.
they
I
my
said something
kids,
to my son. I said something to my son. So this is the dilemma that I have because I was I was a young mom. I was 19. So I kind of grew up with my kids. So some of this culture that, my kids have been, exposed to, I myself have been exposed to. And so like, but now some of this new age stuff, what did I say to my son? I told him I wanted something. I was like, I told him I wanted some
some Draco. What?
Draco slides. And he
What is
was
that?
like, it's some shoes. Some
Is it
I,
not playing?
I don't
like
know. I don't.
they like
I'm not.
Crocs or something. They really nice little shoes and slides. It's
You said they
things.
like
I
Crocs?
saw it. I was like, oh, them is cute. And so I told my son I wanted some. He's like, what you know about them? I think how Draco slides or something like that.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know about that line.
Yeah. He said, what do you know about that? Yeah, there's something going on with these kids, but
I give
hey,
up. I don't try to keep up.
The house
I
Wi-Fi.
appreciate it.
Your Wi-Fi.
What's my Wi-Fi?
You turn the house Wi-Fi off. Go to like your settings and turn it off, so you can be on your Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm just trying to get people in here. See, it look like it's playing now.
She's Secret Life. Secret Life for real. He said it's lagging.
Riri, Secret Life for Riri.
Re-rate.
Turn the house
You
Wi-Fi off.
laugh at this.
It's just running slow.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all.
Did you share it on Facebook?
I did it on. Yeah, I shared it on Facebook.
Okay, let me find it because I need to share it too.
Yep, I shared it. I just shared it.
Okay, good. Okay, got it. All right, I'm about to share it right now.
I don't know what that was doing. Okay, so we're gonna go on and get started. I'm not sure, Disa, have you been hearing any information about the mother turn it down? Have you heard any information about the Diddy trial? Have you heard anything about that?
Girl, honey, I got so disgusted. I really wasn't following it like heavily, right? Because this whole thing has just been I'm extremely very disappointed in Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever the fuck, Brother Love Combs. I'm really disappointed in that brother. I really am. I really am. But I understand that like this is on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different levels to this stuff. So I really wasn't. But then the other day, a friend of mine was telling me, she's like, yeah, I've been, watching it. And she's like, yeah, you can't, they're not showing anything live or whatever. So my friend, she sent me like a TikTok. I mean, not a TikTok, but an Instagram post. I guess the Shade Room or whatever they, be saying. And I was completely just disgusted with the things that Cassie had to say about when she took the stand. The thought that a man who claims to love you to some degree would do that to you. But there's that he's sick. It's sickness. It's a sickness. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people, they get out here and they get this money, and it truly is a thing. Like some people sell their soul to the devil. You know what I'm saying? And they just gotta keep up with. There's evil there. It's so much to this. But I'm really disgusted and disappointed in a lot of our women. A lot of our women who are victim shaming. A lot of our women who are saying she's stupid and she was dumb and she's this and she's that. And why would you stay? Or how would you? First of all, if you ain't never been in a domestic violence situation or an abusive situation where there's mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, you cannot speak as to why a person stays in a situation. one of the things that offenders and these people who commit these type of crimes, one of the biggest things they scare these people. Fear.
Yeah.
Is they make them feel like if you leave me, I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? And just imagine, like, you are a talented young lady in your early 20s. You go and you get signed to a major record label, and this person is telling you that you about to they're going to change your life. They got all the money, all the fame, all the connections to make you make it. Like, you never know what the hell you would do in that situation unless you were in the situation. And it's sickening to me that some people can have the audacity to try to blame this girl and try to say stuff about her. You know what I mean? Like, you ask anybody who's been in a situation where it's a bad situation and they stayed in that situation, a lot of times, like, that abusers thrive off of control and fear. That's how they keep you hooked, because they make you feel like you can't make it without me. Like, you're gonna be nothing. You're not gonna have anything. And it's just, and even the men, and there's even men that are saying, like, oh my God, she was just running around trying to get that money. She saw an older man and he has some money. Like, listen to yourselves. Like, some of these men is out here shaming this girl and talking about her being a gold digger or whatever the hell they want to spin this narrative about this young lady. Some of y'all is running around with daughters. And if somebody did the same thing to your 22, 23-year-old daughter, your 19, your 18-year-old daughter, you'd be ready to put that fool up under the jail. So how dare you have the audacity to say something about this young lady? How dare you have the audacity to shame the victim? Why shame the victim? But this is what we do. This is our society. We are good at shaming the victim. Of course, was you 19 before and dumb? I was 19 and dumb with niggas who didn't have no money. I was 21 and dumb with niggas who didn't have no money. 22 and dumb with niggas who didn't have no money. 23 and dumb with niggas who didn't have no money. But they had this. And they knew how to play with this. And they knew how to mess with my heartstrings. So they was able to manipulate the situation. And that's all it is on a bigger scale. So shame on y'all. Shame on y'all folks. Like, y'all to be, because if it was y'all daughter, y'all wouldn't want nobody talking about y'all daughter like that.
Well, that's how it be. Especially, it's easy for somebody else to speak on a situation that is not theirs, or they're not going through it, or what have you. Especially when it comes to situations like that. I'm a get a little bit more intel with it. But Mr. Island, I want to hear your opinion on it.
So that's what we're here for, right? To talk about it.
That's what we're here for.
And we're all on the outside looking in.
True.
Abuse is abuse, no matter if it's mental, physical, or emotional, whether it's male or female, right? So speaking from somebody who has 3 daughters, I grew up seeing women get physically abused, and I guess I can honestly say probably emotional and mental, but as a kid, you only see the physical.
Right.
Before I even speak on the abuse, the one thing I hate about our society and our culture is how much money relates to the interaction between men and females.
Man.
It's not about character anymore. It's not about the man's integrity, his character, his actions, and what he does. It's money. Before we talk about anything else, because the truth be told, a man can be a totally scum. He could be a worthless, no good, nothing, nothing, dirty dog. Woman, a lot of times, let me word it like this: a high percentage of women would not care because he has money, which can facilitate his dreams or facilitate her dreams. Now, also with that being said, women are even raised to be like, men are the providers, this and this. And so when young girls are going up, as you said, pulling on heartstrings, let the guy in the neighborhood have the nicest car. Who gets the most attention? Before we even go as far as what he actually has and what he does to her, the guy pulling up in the nicest car gets the most attention versus the guy pulling up in the box Chevy.
You're right.
Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest.
Yep.
And that goes back to how you're raised.
That part.
So now, if you really want to look at it at a bigger scope, it starts from home. Then, if you want to go look at it as we're talking about it, is he has millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's no different from the local D-boy to him. It's really no difference. The only difference is his position is in him being known as a superstar and how that makes that female feel dealing with him.
Yeah.
But it's literally the same situation.
Yeah.
Me raising my daughter, my 19-year-old daughter just told me just the other day, a boy was taking her out on her first date. She was resistant to tell me till her grandmother told her, you need to tell your dad. And then she turned around and told me today, this was like 2-3 days ago, oh, now it's her boyfriend. I say that to say this. I don't know what made him be her boyfriend all of a sudden, but at the same time, she ain't saying because he got money or nothing like that. First date was go see a movie, now it's her boyfriend. So it ain't even got to be a man's pulling on a woman's heartstrings. Before we even get to the man, the girl herself or the woman has to look at herself. Before we always look externally and how other people affect us, you have to look internally in what you accept.
True, absolutely.
Regardless if you have a father, a mother who puts that knowledge in you or whatever, at some point you have to say, okay, I'm willing to do this for this. Tit for tat, quid pro quo, whatever. So my thing is always holding people accountable for themselves before I go to anybody else.
Yeah.
True.
At some point, as her as an adult, entering the industry, dreams, chasing, whatever, she's still a human being. She still was at a point where she can say, I'm willing to do this and not do this. I'm not willing to sacrifice this. I'm not willing to sacrifice that. So at what point do you stop and draw that line and say, well, he's wrong for doing this, but then you don't hold her accountable for saying, I'm allowing that.
Yeah.
That's my personal issue.
And I play devil's advocate real quick though for this though. So you are absolutely right. There has to be a level of a person being able to say, I need to hold myself accountable. Like for me, I'll take myself as an example. When I was a child, when I was a young adult, there was things that I didn't understand. I needed to grow. I needed to develop, right? So there was things that I would tolerate in certain situations because for whatever reason, whether it be my upbringing, and let me make this clear. I was raised by a single mother. My mama didn't tolerate no BS from no nigga. Okay? None, not none. It was never a revolving door. And if she dealt with somebody, they had to be on the up and up. And she was the type that's like, I'm not putting up with no foolishness from you. I didn't put up with foolishness from my kid's father, and I'm damn sure not about to put up with something from you. You know what I'm saying? So she instilled in us like, you need to respect yourself. You need to be, careful of like what people tell you, or you know what I'm saying. You keep your eyes open. Don't be silly. Don't be, you know what I'm saying. Pay attention to what's going on. But I will say, even though I was given those tools, right? Mm-hmm. There were still things in me that were broken because of the absence of my father. My father was gone, and he spent a lot of time he was locked up for a great deal of my for pretty much my whole life. He was gone from 3 to 15. Okay. Yeah. So the formative years, he wasn't there. And, there was only so much that my mom could do. Right. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. There's sometimes people are broken and they don't understand that they're broken, and they don't know, like, your brokenness will attach you to things that are not good for you because you feel there's comfort there. Like, and yes, she should have been able to, say to herself, like, what, I shouldn't put up with this, or this is too much. But you got to look at, like, what did she go through before? Like, what things in her were broken to the point where she felt like when something was weird and off for her, you know what I mean? It was not enough for her to say, I'm not gonna sell my soul for this. I'm not gonna keep going. I will put my fame and fortune down and figure it out another way, because this ain't the way, because this is uncomfortable for me. You know what I mean? So yes, I do understand the point that you're making. Accountability is one thing, but the one thing about it is, what I have understood about people is that when a person is broken and they don't know that they're broken, or when a person has a mindset or a train of thought that is not one that makes them, they put on blinders and they focus on only what it is. You don't know if she came from a poor background. You know what I'm saying? You never know the motive for people staying in situations that are unfavorable for them. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Every day when a person walks out their front door, you included, me included, and Keita included, is it the world's responsibility to figure out why a person reacts to them the way that they do?
No,
No.
it's not. It's not.
Okay, so no, now going off of what you just said, she might have came from a broken home. She might have did all that. She might not have not knowledge of. And I'm not saying whatever he did is okay. I'm just, again, kind of like you playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when she became a grown woman and decided to make whatever decision she done, actions have consequences. Decisions have consequences. So regardless of what she knew, where she was emotionally, mentally, and physically, I'm not saying if he's seen it and fed off of it and all that. I'm not speaking on that. I'm just saying her as a person, as an individual, she has to take an accountability to say, you know what, at some point when it's not healthy for her, she has to decide to cut it off. Now, it is hard for us as grown adults with children and everything to sit here and say, you know, at some point when she knew something wasn't right for her, because yes, her dreams, yes, because you have all these factors factoring in. Because at some point you have to look at it like this. Yes, you're right, but then that lifestyle, the money, all that, even if you know it's wrong and you chased after it and you did whatever you did to get it and keep it, we're not gonna hold you accountable for that. We're not gonna say, well, you knew that was wrong to do that, and you knew he was doing this, you seen he was acting like this. Red flags, as everybody like to say. Why did you keep indulging? At some point, you have to hold that person accountable to say, it's like this. I was waiting to use this as an example while you're talking, but then I start talking about what I just said. So a crackhead can't get high without the drug dealer. The drug dealer can't have the drugs without the plug. The plug can't have it without the government allowing it in. So do you blame the crackhead for being a crackhead because they chose to get high? Do you blame the drug dealer for being a dealer?
That's a choice.
It's all choices, and that's what I'm getting at. Regardless of their background, you made a choice to do something, and you knew knowingly, even if you wasn't raised, whatever the proper knowledge, every choice you have a consequence. And at some point, you can choose to stop. And people say, well, you don't have a choice. You might not like the consequence of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
You have a choice. You might be scared of the consequence, but you have a choice.
Right.
I'm a large black man in America. Every day since I've been born and taught, I know I got choices out here, and the consequences be detrimental to my life.
And that's true.
So I have to choose wisely how I carry myself, what I say, what tone I speak, even dealing with women on just
right.
talking to them.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those people where I hold people accountable before I go to the external people, the external effects.
No,
because
you should. I mean, I guess. Go ahead.
See, my thing about this is, my friend always loves to say this in conversation. When you say "but," it negates the things you said before that. I'm one of them people. It's you have to stand on your side of the fence. So if you say one thing, you can't say "but" this. You know what I mean? You can't say, she was chasing her dream and he was this and that. But then at some point she said, "This ain't right. You got to go."
What if she? I don't think that a person who has never been in a situation like that, where you are, this lady, she had to be afraid. I can't even imagine as a woman.
Okay, let me ask you this: if you are afraid of something, do you run towards it or do you run away from it?
Away.
Of course, you run away from it, right?
So if you choose not to run away from it and run towards it, being brave, I'm going to conquer my fear and I'm going to face that. In any situation, you have to deal with the consequences that come with it.
I don't think that I don't, honestly, respectfully, I don't agree that that applies to this situation. Go back even further. Let's go back. We're gonna go back. We're gonna forget about Puff Daddy Diddy and we're gonna go to Ike and Tina.
Hold on, before we do go to Argentina, let me get my view on it because she don't went all the way back.
Anime.
I was
You
about
see,
to say, girl, you went to a whole different
I sure did. We going back
What
to Ike.
love got to do with it, baby?
That's what love.
Right, like,
Straight anime.
oh, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
For
we're going all the way back. I'm gonna go back.
Okay, so
hold on.
my take on it, I did hear a little bit.
This lady
friends
came back. Hold on.
What you say?
Hold on.
Oh, I feel like, oof.
You got to drink some lemon tea. Put some honey in there.
Oh, girl, I got this from Asian market. It's good. You should go to an Asian market there. So it's the they got this honey ginger citron tea. So it's like jelly, and it has like real like ginger pieces in it. It's like jelly, so you just put it in a cup, and then you just put the hot water in there. You don't have to put no sugar. You don't have to put nothing in it. It literally is so good. So that's what I've been drinking, because I didn't have yesterday. I didn't even hardly have a voice. Like, it literally was like gone, and I felt like I just had something in my throat, like, and it was all that mucus or whatever coming up, because they put me on that cough suppressant and that expectorant. So then you get the coughing and this, but that stuff is bomb, and that's what I will never buy, like tea bags again.
Right.
You don't need it. Like, it's man, it's good. So it's actually Asian market.
I said I want to go to an Asian market. I be seeing everything on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I need to go to an Asian market and try them out. So I'm gonna try to.
Yes, I go there. I go there to get my oxtails. I go there to get my oxtails. Honestly, either excuse me, either an Asian market or an international market. But this tea, like, I ordered it, and it.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you good.
That situation from earlier was walking back down the street.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I had to nip that in the bud real quick while we was on here.
Oh Lord.
I ain't want to. We talked about it earlier. She was just walking down the street, and I was like, let me get her away.
Yeah, they didn't do nothing then. They just went on and
walked her way. Yeah, black folk. But anyway, let's go back to what we're talking about.
Okay, so what I was saying was, I had my best friend. She sent me videos. I was able to catch a few of them before I got on here, because I kept hearing about it, but I didn't get to really see anything. But anyway, from what I was hearing so far from the young lady on the Breakfast Club, she's been in the courtroom, and she's been following everything of this trial. And she was speaking about it and the way it looks so far. And like you said, accountability. Adisa, what you said, I totally agree, especially when it comes to being scared and abuse, like you said. Been in that situation just a little bit, but I won't never let nobody control me, because you can't take over me. I'm too much of a different person to sit up and allow somebody to do that. But anyway, Cassie's situation, she wanted to be involved in a lot of the things that went on. She wanted to be involved with the escort. She wanted things to happen to her with the escort. And, they were saying they hoped that her husband didn't look at her a different way. And he wasn't really saying nothing. I know Diddy asked if her husband could step out at one point. I don't know if he did or not at that time, but even she said she was watching everything from the kids, their reactions and everything. And then when they even said that she told the escort she wanted to do things, and then she didn't like being high because they couldn't do things. They were too high to even do anything. And when it comes to that, like you said, being young, everybody's on drugs, and just living that lifestyle, you selling your soul to the devil. and you live in this lifestyle, and it could have been a change when she got old enough and she got tired of everything that was happening to her, where she wanted something different and she wanted something better. But when it comes to trial, everything comes out. You see both the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
And
I don't
only look
negate
like
that
the
she's
victim.
complicit in some areas, right?
Yeah.
Like
You don't look
because
like a victim, only she do too, because it's coming out. And you got other kids that's probably looking at this trial as well. And it's not a good look on both parts, but I like you said, we on the outside looking in. We really don't know because we're not
really
there.
don't know. We only
And
don't
we
get.
I
want our
want to
other
I want to
people's
support something Miss Lolo said and piggyback off of what she said and going off of what you just said. Let's fast forward from what I just said. You get to a point where you're tired.
Yeah.
You want to change your life. And being a victim, which in my life I've been a victim, you sometimes don't have support and feel you don't have support to get out, right?
Mhm.
And in my opinion,
Mhm.
this was an avenue with his dead baby mama in her notes, because I firmly believe that basically certain parties involved, I can't remember names, but I think when I say what I'm about to say is going to pop up, and we did discuss this on a previous conversation, because a dead woman was able to get her info out, which domino affect all the other victims or
Yeah.
people involved. She felt supported to now say, hey, I'm a victim.
Yeah.
But, well, let me not say but. To that, can you scream victim when a part of you was with it at one point? Just because you get tired doesn't make you necessarily a victim. You might want to change all that. Doesn't make you a victim. A victim is somebody who from the jump street was doing something against their will.
Yeah.
Now, once you get to a point when you're tired and you're doing it, yeah, it's a thin line between victim and not wanting to do it or and uncomfortable. You've already been doing it. So the people around you that know you're comfortable doing it, whatever it may be, we ain't gotta be talking about just Diddy. This is life. If I've been selling drugs for 30 years and all of a sudden I want to stop, but then I'm feeding all these people and people feeding off of me, and you say, hey, I'm done selling drugs, I'm done, they're gonna be looking at you like, bro, what you mean? I need you to keep going. So then now they might apply pressure to you in manipulative ways to keep going. And they're used to you being like that. And they expect it because you done said, yeah, I'm down for life.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to her, at some point, maybe she told Diddy, I love you. I'm with this. We don't know, right? But let's play devil's advocate.
I
I'm
mean,
with
what
it.
honestly, what person is going to subject themselves to hurt and pain? Like, and I watch a lot of, and I say this to say, I had I'm probably about 18 credits away from getting my bachelor's of science in abnormal psychology. So I've had expensive classes in this. And
Yeah.
then the thing is that I get I'm I get that we all make decisions and we all say, if okay, maybe I'm with it at this point, or now it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like if I'm sleeping with a man, and let's just say I tell him, like, maybe one day, the first day, he says, okay, I want you to do something strange for some change. I want to bring another dude in, because I want to, but I find something in myself and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, this makes me feel some kind of way. And I stop. Does that mean that it's okay for him to force me into doing something that I don't want to do no more?
Never.
Right.
No, because I made the decision. If I say no and I don't want to do it, I don't care if I didn't did it 65.5 million times before. I don't care if I've somersaulted and backflipped upside down with 2 joints or 6 ecstasies in my mouth or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. If I say no and I ain't with it, we need to stop. And that's the point that I'm saying. Like, at some point, we got to just be straight up and say, like, some people are fucking monsters. Some people don't care. Some people live and inflict pain off of people. Oh, Lord, my dog is dreaming. Some people live on that. You know what I'm saying? Like predators. People, like, the big picture is broke people, hurt people hurt people. Broken people are going to be broken. A broken person can't give you nothing but pieces of brokenness. They can't give you wholeness. They can't fix it. So we will never know because we ain't her and we ain't never been in her. You know, we can only speculate based on how we would do things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like my issue is that everything that you're saying is valid, but I just have a problem with people like shaming victims. Like a person doesn't like this lady said she had sores in her mouth from the oral sex. She had constant urinary tract infections. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody orchestrating every move, like turn this way, dress up this way, do this. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, like, let's just talk about the spirit of a person. If you ain't strong within, if you broken, if you don't have strength, you're going to you're just going to say, fuck it, I'm going to go with it because I don't want to die.
But that also breaks you down at the end of the day.
It makes it worse. It's going to continue. Exactly. But it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. You know what I mean? Okay. And I'm just saying, as a woman, like, and I've done some dumb shit because of niggas. Like I said, who ain't had no money, who didn't have fame, who didn't have fortune, dumb stuff. Been dumb as hell. Like, girl, ignore red flags. You know what I'm saying? Never done nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, you know, because there's certain stuff you're just not gonna do because that's just the way it is. But everybody's not built like that. Like some people just it's trapped. Like you get trapped, and then if you put your name is in lights everywhere, right? So sometimes that is.
So let me ask a couple of questions. First one is, we know the pressures of what we're talking about, men versus women, is different, correct? Could we all agree on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. The pressures are different. How we process it different.
Yeah.
And on each spectrum is different. I'm the penetrator, y'all the receiver, correct? We can all agree to that. Now, we talked about this on another show that I was on, and I'm gonna give you the same scenario. Do you have a son, Miss Lolo?
Yep, 25.
Okay. So, Keita, I know you're going to remember this when I start saying it. So, when you're raising a son, you tell them if a girl says no, it means no, don't do it, yada, yada. But men, we deal with situations where if I'm sitting on the couch with a young lady, you know, I might touch her leg. And it's very personal to me because my brother went through a situation when a girl lied, said he raped her and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we sit on the couch and, you know, women want us to chase after them, create situations, make them feel some type of way. So if I'm on the couch with a young lady and I touch her leg and she kind of going, she let me do her thing, trying to get her in the mood. And it stop. You know, women do it. Let's be honest. Women do it.
They do.
Okay. So now at that moment, and I did ask this question on the show, and I'm gonna keep going with my point. So, how would you teach your son to deal with that situation, Miss Lolo? Would you tell him she said, "Stop, get out of there, don't do nothing"? Like, what would you tell him at that point?
I was going to stop.
Okay,
I raised my son.
Right. No, that's it right there. You tell him to stop, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you as a woman, but you can also say sometimes women do that, but we want the man to keep going, correct?
No, I'm not for me.
I wouldn't tell.
Wait. Don't personalize.
No, I'm not asking. I'm not. No. I'm saying no. There are some.
No. Listen. Don't personalize, because I actually asked the question already, and you said, "Yeah, women do that."
Yeah, women do that. Some women do that.
Okay. So again, they still want the man to keep going because they want to feel chased after. Oh, he wants it. It's kind of like that. Okay. So where is it as a man that we see the energy, we see the situation, and this is again a point I'm trying to make, not saying Cassie, but where is it as a man, as if now we got fathers and uncles teaching us, yeah, they're gonna do this, nephew, they're gonna do this, son, they're gonna say they don't want it, but they really want it. You know, you got to gauge the situation. You got the women, like we just said, yeah, they're gonna do this, but they really want you to come. They want you to chase them. As a man, there's a very thin line to where we have to assume and guess because we don't know, because conversation is not there. The woman's not going to sit up and say, "Oh, it's okay if you still do this," because it's not sexy. It's not turning her on. It turns her down. So where is it that we as men have to travel this line to say it's comfortable to keep sexually aggressing ourselves on a woman.
Yeah,
No.
That's it. At the end of the day, no, it's no.
No, it's no. That's what I was saying.
No, hear me out. I told you I agree with that.
Yes,
I don't care how many times I play and tell you I don't give a fuck if
but wait, watch this. Remember, I told you that.
No. Hold on, brother. Hold on. I don't care if the tip is right there at the top.
No. We ain't even got. We still on the couch. We ain't even got
we still on the couch. We ain't even made it that far yet.
Yeah, we ran.
Say no, that means no.
No, watch this. Watch this. As a man, watch what happens.
Now, if I agree, I will say this. If I say no, stop. But then then I gotta say, that's where I can draw the line. Like, if you say no, then you move on. If she say no, stop.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in that position, because the problem is this, and this is what I'm saying, and I'm not. Please understand that everything that you were saying, I understand that thought process. I understand how older unks and bruh and daddy talk to the boys. Like, I get it. But I'm telling you, at the end of the day, that is where there's always this gray area when it comes to this no versus no. And this, if I don't give a shit there's nothing, if I tell you I don't want it and I resist, I don't care where we are. I don't care if we sitting on the couch, rubbing, bumping clothes, burning. I don't care where we are. If I say no and I say stop, then you have an obligation to stop. And the problem is that people feel like they can coerce you into going on by sweet talking you and saying this, that, and the third. Yep. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean, and even if I do go on with it, if I walk away from that experience feeling like you violated me and I told you to stop and you didn't respect my wishes, then we have a problem. So for me as a mother, what I've always told my son is, first of all, don't put yourself in a situation that can cause a situation for you.
It can happen regardless.
It can happen regardless. It's happened. You know what I'm saying? But if a girl tells you no, I don't care what is going on. If she say no,
don't do it.
Stop. No. Just leave it alone.
I got you. And guess what?
And that's what I tell my son too. Like, don't, because if she say no, don't. Because sometimes, even though you play that game and we do want some people to chase, sometimes we don't. So sometimes when you take it a little bit further and we feel violated, then we ready to sit up there and say, well, he raped me. And then you mad because you was like, well, she wanted it as well. No, if I say no, that means nothing.
I don't care if you 2 pumps in. I don't care if you 2 pumps in, brother. If I say stop. Yeah. Stop. Get your ass up off of me. Now, stop.
Now, I agree with everything you're saying. Before I say anything else.
Okay.
I agree with everything you're saying. And I think when we had this conversation on that when we talked about it, it was the same way, wasn't it, Keita?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said.
Yep. I did you read Anna's comment, that last comment she put on there?
I can't even see. Hold on, let me see.
I know, I seen that too. If she wanted to pay back, she should have waited until he went to sleep and had the boil water for it ready for this. I'm with the shit. I know that's
right. Absolutely burn him.
Now I'm with it. Yeah. Hey, listen, my uncle from Mississippi, right? His wife did that. Hey, they was together till he died. But I'm just saying, I'm with the shits. But anyway, but no, in all seriousness, though, no does mean no.
No means no.
But the problem is communication. So, and I ask your opinion. It is an opinionated question. Before I go any further, do y'all honestly feel like women in a healthy way communicate with men when it comes sexually to what they want in their desires? And what I mean by that is, in that scenario, she might still want them, right? But she says no in playful way. Do you think most of the time a woman say, I'm just playing, I really do want you? They don't say that, right? Or in that sense, do you feel like women healthily communicate in those situations?
I do.
I do.
I will let you know. I will let you know. Like I was just joking.
I don't want this.
Wait. Though. Now y'all both did agree that sometimes women do that and want a man to chase them. Correct.
But I ain't that woman.
Wait.
We both agree. Yes, we agree.
Now, always generalize. Don't personalize with me because
Right.
your
As I said, we speaking of women in
I
general.
would say, okay, so how many times you think a man been in that situation when a woman say no, and then go, I'm just playing. I really want you to. They don't do that. I guarantee if you get a panel of 10 men and say, do a woman do that? And she really want to do it, they don't.
Listen.
So hold on, let me finish. So I'm with the no.
Right.
I'm gonna tell my son, get up out of here. Matter of fact, cut her off.
Don't even deal with her. You want somebody playing with your life.
And Keita, if you remember, I told you the same thing when we talked about that. Cut her off.
Yeah.
They playing with your life.
They're playing with your life.
They're playing with your life.
So my bigger point about what I'm saying is, and this can go further into what we're talking about the Diddy and everything on a small, minute level that gets magnified because of factors in a man growing up dealing with a woman. We a lot of times, whether it's even just what they want to eat, we have to assume and guess because a woman will not verbally tell you exactly what she wants. She wants you to know. She wants you to learn her and know and all these things. So even sexually, it's like
I agree.
It's like
I already know.
It's like, what should I do? And if I make the wrong move, especially for a black man, if I make the wrong move, not only do not only the little thing is she don't want to talk to me no more. She gonna cut me off. The reality that we deal with as men, as black men, is I could go to jail for this.
Yeah,
I could be killed for this.
Right.
Not only go to jail, she could call her brother and cousin lying because she got mad about something.
Yeah, right. And that's
and I could be killed.
That's true. And that's sad.
What I'm saying is this is our reality. I understand y'all as women because y'all speaking from, again, y'all the more so what we're talking about, the victims, but y'all also got to look at it from the aspect of what men are dealing with when we're in those situations. So if I'm really digging a girl and we've been talking and she made it feel like it's comfortable. Mind you, she didn't say yes or no yet, but she made me feel comfortable. And then I get in that situation and then I'm like, okay, I want to get down. And she's making it feel comfortable. She invited me to her house, Mike Tyson, 2 a.m. What else is motherfucker come over here to do? No, after 11 o'clock, everybody, grandmama, mama, done told me after 11 o'clock, and I'm open with White Castles and legs.
Right.
And that's sad. That's the sad part about it.
But it's our, again, I'm telling you from a man's perspective.
No, I get it.
A female call you over at 11 something. Matter of fact, before I even go there, I'm gonna keep this real short. And I shared this before on one of our episodes. I heard it on the bus one time when I was young, and I seen it later on the internet. A young lady went to the club, met a guy. She was messed up. He brought her back to the house. I'm giving you the quick version. Brought her back to the house. She was too messed up. She wanted to get down. He said, "Nah, baby, you too drunk." You know, she's like, "Nah, I want to get down." He's like, "Nah, go sleep in my bed. I'll sleep on the couch." Woo woo. Next morning, she went home. They didn't have sex. She told her girlfriends, "How he gonna respect me more than I respect myself? I wanted to get down. That's what I want to do. I went out there that night to get this done to me." So another aspect y'all not even looking at is, so when a dude don't chase after and say, "Okay, I ain't gonna touch you," she said, she then chase after. Then guys know, women talk, and they're gonna be like, "Girl, I sit up here, put my booty on him. You know what I mean? I did this and he want to come after me. What's wrong with him? Is he gay?" We have to deal with all those type of pressures.
No, y'all do. And it's bad. Like, and this is why.
But what I'm really getting at is when you guys are feeling wholeheartedly about, you know, the aspect of no means no. Again, I'm always going to reiterate this. I do understand. I got daughters and I'm teaching that. But you also got to look at from a guy's standpoint of the things we deal with about when a girl says, because you can be honest with you, you can be in the heat of sex and that shit feeling good. And a girl say, "Oh no, don't do that." And you doing it, and she really gets turned on by it, and she really wants you to keep going. Come on now, let's really talk about it.
There is, listen, I'm not.
No, wait. Answer that. Is that not a fact?
I mean, there are instances in when people.
No. Is that not true?
I can't
generalize.
One right there.
I said that's what I said. Generalize. If when you in
some situations, people do that.
Even in the heat, have you ever been in a sexual situation where a man was pleasing you and you was into it, you was loving it, and let's just say, I'm being funny, let's just say he pulled your earlobe and you didn't like it, but everything else was feeling good. Most women ain't gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, don't stop."
I'm gonna say stop. because I've been in situations where things have happened and I'll be like, oh, what the fuck? No, hold the fuck on. No, you're not. No, sir. You're not going there. You better stop. No, sirree, Bob. Absolutely not. Quit. Stop. I will get up and leave. But my point is,
let me ask you this. Did
what?
everything keep going after that?
Huh?
If he stopped, did things keep going?
No, I was done. Like when I tell you, if I tell you not to do something,
was that every situation?
Yeah, I stopped. If it's uncomfortable for me,
no.
Every situation. I've never continued on with some shit that I didn't like. Like I am
no. That's not what I'm asking.
What?
So if he stopped doing the uncomfortable thing, but everything else was good,
we're gonna be okay.
He didn't try to continue the uncomfortable thing. Did you stop everything completely?
I mean, if he stopped the uncomfortable thing, then
exactly.
But that's different. No,
it's not different. It's I'm telling you. Listen. Listen. It's
this
different.
Is what I'm saying.
No, listen. Listen,
no, brother. No.
I'm telling you, for a woman. Listen. For a woman,
there is difference.
No, listen. I'm partway agreeing with you. For a woman, it is all the same. For a man, it's different.
Mm-mm. Okay, you a man. I'm not a man.
I'm about to say, I'm telling you, because again, if everything we already got the connection and he the battle, boom, and she said, and he put his finger in her ear. She say, well, "What you doing? I ain't doing that." And be like, "Okay, I won't do that no more." So at that point, a man can decide, "I'm about to stop having sex." Period. But a woman can let him keep going. That's him. Okay, it's okay. Everything else is cool. Some men, every man, and man, this is such a deep conversation because I've been faced with having a conversation on another podcast years ago that a lot of women want to feel that passion and that unresolved man, that dominant energy, that when a man lets loose, they want to feel his energy and it turns them on and all that. So when he does that and it's feeling good and they getting what they want and they satisfied, they don't want him to stop. So these are things a man has to deal with in all these situations y'all talking about.
No, but you gotta know your partner. So we talking about this from a different perspective. Like
right.
This is why
but we all agree most women don't communicate.
We do, but what I'm saying is ultimately, if I know my partner, okay, we know there's some men who
how many people know their partner nowadays?
You need to. It's important.
Wait. How many people? What percentage of people you think know their partner when they have sex?
And probably not enough. Like because people are not open enough and mature enough to have straight up real conversations.
That's what I'm talking about.
What it is that they want, what it is that they desire, what it is that they like. And that's the problem. If you a freak and you like to be bent over 10 ways from sideways, upside down with you, tell me that up front. Because I'm going to tell you if I'm with it or I'm not. Because the thing is that what you can't do is what I can't do is blame you.
Right.
Blame you for some shit that you told me up front that you was into. Right. And I still decided to walk down that path with you.
But if I do some shit that you into and I don't know it and it's turning you on and it keep going.
But the thing is people are so connected and they caught up on the shit on appearances. And I'm telling you, appearances, you know what I'm saying, money, little shit that don't matter. Like they put up with shit in relationships and deal with stuff that makes them uncomfortable because they want to keep this relationship or they have something to prove to somebody else. Like you never know like the reason behind people staying in bad relationships, abusive relationships. Like there's always some other underlying factors. And the truth of the matter is a lot of times what I say all the time to people is a person's internal disposition and their internal condition will dictate their external behavior and the things that they put up with, the things that they deal with, the things that they put onto other people. So ultimately, at the end of the day, what this boils down to is two broken people somewhere. And somewhere that chaos and confusion then got together. And whether he's speaking to the broken pieces of her or she's speaking to the broken pieces of him, the bottom line is the shit is wrong and it's foul. And
I'm gonna say it's not even broken people, it's accountability for both partners, both people.
No,
I'm not saying no. Listen, I'm not saying brokenness not a factor. What I'm saying is self accountability and communication.
But how can you be accountable with yourself when you don't know yourself because you too broken to understand yourself, my brother? You gotta know who you are, and you gotta
hear me out. If you don't even know who you are, you know who you are at that point. You know what you like and don't know. You know, I've been a broken person. I know my standard I had for myself at the time. Wherever, even if I was broken, I still knew my threshold. I still knew what I will and would not do. Man or female, you still know what you don't like, what you do like, what you're willing to do, what you're willing not to do. Now, is it easier to be manipulated and all that? Those are the factors that we're not even including in the point I'm trying to make, because I agree with you on those. But you still know, and it goes back to accountability of making choices and dealing with the consequences. Many times I've talked about on this show about, you know, things I went through when I was married and all that. And when I look back on my marriage, you know, the first thing I tell people when they ask me about, a lot of times people always ask, well, you know, what you did wrong or what she did wrong. You know what I tell people personally? Now I'm personalized, just prove my point. I tell people my negatives fed her positives, or fed her negatives. My negatives fed her negatives. I don't go say, oh, she did this off top. Now if we have a further discussion and you want to go in detail, I can say she did this, I did this, she did this. But the first thing I tell people is my negatives fed her negatives.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm taking accountability of where I was broken at the time in those years when I was married.
That's true.
And I'm not saying
I can say about accountability. You can't take accountability until you have been healed. Because accountability requires healing. Because it's hard to look in the face. Listen, no, you are you might be healing. But the fact that you say certain things that you're saying means that you're healed in certain aspects. Yeah. Like my passage, this situation I just went through, I am not going to stand here and tell y'all that I was 100% a perfect person in the relationship. I made mistakes. He made mistakes. It was shit that he did that I would never have done. But at the end of the day, I can't speak to why a person does what they do, because a person, like I said, what is going on inside of a person is going to dictate what the hell they do. And a lot of times we project our brokenness onto other people.
Yes.
Confident on this. But now you're really broken because what you're trying to do is turn me into a version of myself that I don't want to be, because you're expecting me to deal with you and your brokenness. But me and my brokenness, there's a little bit of a receptor there, because we have brokenness. Our little, they kind of click, right?
That's you, Miss Lolo.
Like magnets. It's
like magnets.
Yeah.
You attract who you are. It's a fact.
But the thing is that, like, and so I look at it like this: like, I will never be the person to say a person is 100% blame the situation. I'm always going to take, and this is part of growing, because there was a time where I didn't do this. There was a time where I didn't understand this, you know, but now I know. Somebody said free Diddy.
Okay, mystical world.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at it like, you know, it comes a point in time, and I say this is why it's important for us to know ourselves. This is why it's important for us to understand who we are and where we've been through. And I'm telling you, there's some stuff that I just went through recently with this man that I'm like, baby, I told my cousin can tell you. I told her, girl, I have cut Negroes off for less. I have, but I call myself trying to be not as cutthroat, not as Scorpio-ish, not as like hardcore. Like, you breathe the wrong way, I'm blocking you, I'm ghosting you. Like, I don't want to be bothered. And me trying to be a little bit more inclusive and understand, like, okay, I'm gonna accept you, because and I'm not gonna say I let my standards go, because it's not like this, but I had this whole idea, like, I had these check boxes that every man need to check off these check boxes. You got this one.
You was one of them, Miss Lolo.
I was. Listen, I was not in a bad way, because I'm not the person to be like, oh, I'm too good for you, or, you know what I'm saying? But it was just certain type of dudes I went for the corporate thugs, like the boardroom thugs, not
so you wanted that, you still wanted that But you want to be educated now.
At that boardroom. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to just kind of like, okay, maybe he ain't gotta be corporate. Maybe I could just deal with a regular 9 to 5 blue collar.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm changing some things around. Like, oh, so these things, okay, he might have had a little problem here or there. That's okay.
A little closer.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let your past deter me from dealing with you because you could be a good thing.
Yeah.
And so I learned, and honestly, I learned a lot from him. There were things because he taught me how to be tough, like be a little bit tougher because I was nice to everybody. Like, hi, I'm Katie. I'm Katie Cartwheel. I'm such a nice person. I'm going to do everything that you need me to do. I'm going to be here and have your back and at a detriment to myself. So if anything, I learned a lot from that situation.
Yeah, it was a lesson.
It was a lesson. I take the lesson in it. You know what I mean? And now, so I'm like, okay. And one thing I know is to be extremely specific in my prayers about the type I'm going from. And another thing, he's short. I've never dealt with short dudes. Because I'm short. I'm only 5'1" and a half. I didn't deal with short dudes. I didn't want no
like
mud. I want a treetop.
Miss Lolo.
I'm keeping it 100.
Miss Lolo.
What?
Everybody that come in, please hit the like button.
Hey, but I got you though. Look, I got you. What y'all be doing? I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, this is I'm saying this as a joke with seriousness to it because I'm raising a Scorpio, November 4th, my oldest. I love her to death. I told you she's got her first boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Taurus. This is what I tell all Scorpios. This does kind of go. This goes with what you're saying about what we're talking about, because I know how we do on Miss Keita. We go. The only thing I always tell Scorpio women is, when y'all put y'all stinger in something, just like the Scorpio, when that mug in, once it come out, it's death. Because that Scorpio, that stinger come off, and y'all don't know how to let go. So a lot of times, and I'm saying this to somebody who's raising one, and I hate it. I hate it because I know what I know. A lot of times, a lot of percentage, it ain't necessarily the other person's fault. It's because y'all put that stinger in them and it came off and it causes death to a Scorpio. I'm not saying that they're not a factor. I'm not saying something's not their fault, but as Scorpio women, when y'all do that.
But I got something for as a Scorpio woman, I got stung by a scorpion, the same scorpion 3 times.
Well, he was a Scorpio?
No, I'm telling you. No, I'm saying literally. No, so what you're saying is not the truth. Scorpions will sting. They sting or just loses its power. Because I got stung 3 times by one.
Wait. That's not all Scorpios. What I'm saying is, just like a bee, some scorpions, when they lay their stinger or something, and it basically it has to get stuck. Only way a Scorpio stinger is going to get stuck is if they viciously are attacking.
No, they don't. The stingers don't stay in there. The venom just gets less once they sting you.
No, you're right. But hear what I'm saying. Depending on what they're stinging, the animal that they're stinging, it will get stuck. And they will try to pull and pull it back out as they normally do. And once that mug gets stuck in there and they yank it off, slow death.
They don't have a sting. That's what I'm saying. Scorpions don't have a stinger that stays in your body, baby. They sting you. Their tail has venom. And
that's what I'm talking about, their tail.
The tail don't never stay in
that little curl part. No, hear what I'm saying.
No, it recharges. I'm telling you, I got stung.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying, okay, so if a Scorpio sting a dog or something that their skin is too tough and they get it and it penetrates it, right? The stinger is stuck in there. A Scorpio will pump. And when they pull back to try to pull their stinger back like they normally do, because it normally comes back and it gets stuck, it rips off. And then it's a slow death for them.
Okay,
that's what I said.
You said
that's
stinger.
what I said. It's the stinger.
It's not. Okay, I'm a technical person. I'm a nerd too.
No,
So
I said that. I said the stinger gets stuck.
okay, you're right.
I say that.
You're right.
And
Okay.
that's what I'm getting at. All I'm getting at is what I've learned over the years dealing with Scorpios is Scorpios have hearts. They are one of the most loyalest people to be down for you. I will applaud y'all all day. Y'all compliment me. I'm not knocking y'all by nothing. Like I said, I'm raising one. It's one of my biggest fears, if you really want to know, because I know what my daughter is going to entail and go through in life because of her heart. Yeah. But when they stick that stinger in that flesh, that whatever animal flesh, human flesh, whatever we're talking about, when it gets stuck and they get to yanking, trying to pull it back out, and that mug rip off, it's a slow death for them. And that's what I'm getting at.
The thing with Scorpios are they have a big heart, but they don't play. They don't.
No, they're cold. They're cold.
There's not, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's the point. The thing is,
get cold if somebody take them to that level.
Yeah. Cold is cold. Listen.
That's come out of my mouth or even been in my thoughts at times. I didn't have to get on my knees and pray and ask God to help me with the anger.
Let me tell you how much, Miss Lola. Let me tell you how much I know you Scorpios. It ain't what come out their mouth. It ain't even come out with their actions. It's what they don't do.
Oh yeah, you dead to us when we don't.
It's not about. Don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about what they do. Worry about what they don't do. So when they cut you off, and you thought you had that friend for life and had your back, and when they was there, when they talk to you and they done with you, and they talk to you, and they real vicious and short, they can be nice in what they say. I ain't gonna say nice. They can tell you, answer your question. But when they real short and cold with it, that's what I mean by don't worry about what they don't do. When that love is gone, I know y'all very well.
It's horrible because it's really kind of like there's not a middle ground, like, and it hurts me sometimes because like there's no middle ground for me.
It only hurts you because you love so
with you. Either I rock with you or I don't. It ain't no mixed gray area. Like I don't care if you got the same blood running through.
Y'all are cold. I'm raising one. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. Y'all are cold. But anyway.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next topic. Okay, so
I like you, Ms. Lolo.
I'm not sure if y'all heard about the Halle Bailey and DDG situation, about the little domestic dispute that happened when she took her son over there to DDG house, and some words transpired outside or whatever, and an altercation took place. He threw her phone out the car. They got in a fight. He hit her mouth against the steering wheel.
He smashed her face in the steering wheel.
Yeah, and she got a chipped tooth. But it was the way the story was. I done heard two different sides of this story as well. And he was mad, and he was like, he was just telling her first, like, get out of my car. She asked him questions. He didn't want to answer. He was just trying to get the baby. She put the baby in the car. She was asking. I'm not sure if she hit him first and everything transpired, but the way they make the story is like she's this big Disney star, and she feels like she has the control and she could do whatever she wants because she's this Disney star. She basically provoked him. I don't know. I really am not big on her or her baby daddy.
Yeah, I don't know much.
I've heard a little bit about them, but not really that deep. But my question today is, should a domestic dispute arise, especially when children are involved? And it could be like we was talking about abuse already, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever. The kids is still present, even though the child is probably only like 2. He could hear the words verbally. He probably won't remember the abuse that happened. He might, who knows? But how y'all feel about should a domestic dispute arise when children are involved?
So if I may, I would like to take lead on this conversation.
Yeah.
It's a bit personal with me. like I said, I grew up seeing women getting abused physically. And now being at 42 years old, I believe I witnessed women getting verbally, well, I know verbally abused, which is mentally and emotionally. First thing I want to say, I'm not for anybody in any relationship, male or female, putting their hands on each other.
Right.
I want to repeat that. I'm not in any situation, and I'm even saying in self-defense, I hate to admit it. And at this point, I'm not gonna lie. At times I kind of feel like I want to emotionally go back and forth with if a woman put his hand, if a woman hit you, as far as swinging back and all that. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm a parent now, so a part of me is like, she should know not to hit you. You got the right to defend yourself. I get a little, because of my upbringing, I get a little fucked up about it. I'm just worded like that. And to be honest, I don't want to even answer on that. But in any situation where you as a person taking accountability for your actions do or have the ability not to put your hands back on a person and get away from the situation, if you don't do that, then I feel like you're in the wrong on your end.
Right.
Not you're wrong, but you're in the wrong on your end. If it's a situation where he slammed her head into the steering wheel, bro, he could have got away. Ain't no getting around it. He could have walked away. He could, because that means you reached in on in the car, grabbed her by the head, pushed her head into the steering wheel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could have walked away. You could have swallowed your pride, been mad, kicked the car, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Took your little lumps. If she hit you, whatever, took your little lumps. Is he human? When it comes to mentality, where you triggered and all the emotions come to play, yes, you're human, all that. But just to state my opinion, if I'm a grown man, I'm able, and everybody's not like Ralph, I'm able to process and think before I react physically and out of my anger. That's just me. But abuse is abuse. A lot of things that men go through mentally and emotionally versus physically, we do not talk about, and we go through, whether it's from our mothers, our spouses, or whatever, and we have to deal with it. And it comes out in our relationships with our women.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is a lot of women know it, because when you love a woman, you verbalize it in different ways. A lot of men, I believe, do tell a woman that I went through this, and they know it, and women push the boundaries. But that does not excuse you as a man, if you're able mentally to control yourself from your emotions, to walk the fuck away.
Right. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, going off of what we know of the situation, the nigga in the wrong. If any aspect of the situation, whether she punched him and all that, and all we hearing is he pushed her head into the steering wheel, and now she done chipped the tooth and all that, you could have walked away at some point. So to me, not knowing the entirety of the situation on the outside looking in, nigga, you're in the wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the wrong.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it. And so since I don't know about her end of what she did in their relationship and the extent, maybe he been dealing with abuse from her, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, and I heard that like she basically keeps the child away from him.
That's still on no reason to put his hands on him.
And I totally agree. It's no reason at all. And like you said, I feel with both, she shouldn't have never put her hands on him if it did come down to that as well. And I know people do make you mad or whatever, but you still don't go around and just say, "Oh, I'm gonna just sit up
Put
here
your
and
hands on some damn body."
because at the end of the day, he's reacting from what you did. And when you get hit back, then you like, "Oh my goodness, like I can't believe he put his hands on me," but you did it. But I'm a woman, but you did it. So
But you did it. And that's
right.
So my issue is in society, even in
that's me. 110%.
In 2025, and I hate to admit it, it is what it is. No matter what the woman says by society standards, any form that he says he abused her physically, nobody ever, well, let me word it like this. Publicly, nobody discusses about why he reacted the way he did. It's always accepted that the woman is right in what she feels, how the situation went down, and why he reacted the way he did. That's my bigger issue. So, and I'm gonna say it like this. For example, let's just say, hypothetically, She been in arguments, hitting on him and all this other stuff for years. I don't know how long they was together, for years. And he finally got tired. Like we was talking about the sexual abuse and everything.
Right.
And he said, I'm done with it. And he smacked her back. He put her head in the steering wheel. Once she says, oh, he did this, nobody cares about what she might have been doing prior to that moment. They only care about the fact that the man pushed her head into the steering wheel.
And broke her too.
I agree.
And broke her too.
But you know what? Like, I'm from that same thought process. Like, remember when Whoopi Goldberg was talking about, I think it was when the Chris Brown stuff came out, and she was like, everybody was all up in arms because
I was gonna touch on that.
Auntie Whoopi was like, shit, if you put your hands on him, he got a right to hit you back. And so this is my thing. As a mother of a son and a daughter,
yeah,
I always taught my son, don't put your hands on no female, right? Don't. But at the same time, if somebody beating you over your fucking head, you need to defend yourself. But you don't have to beat them to the point where, you know what I'm saying, you're a boy, you're a man. So you're gonna be stronger than a woman. Well, some of these bitches is like Hercules, but that's a whole nother thing. But anyway.
Okay.
Some of these bitches are strong. But the thing is that for the most part, men are going to be stronger than women. So, you know what I'm saying? I might slap you upside your face and hurt you, but you don't have to beat me like to a bloody pulp. Like you can punch, you can give me a right hook and not take me down, and I should be done. Or push me away from you, or do something and get yourself out of that situation. But my thing is this: like, you can't go around putting your hands on somebody and expect for them not to defend themselves. And for the men who don't even think about it, because you don't know how they were raised. Everybody's parents don't tell them not to put their hands on the opposite sex. Like some men will not touch you no matter what, because they seen their daddy not touch their mama or whoever that was coming at them. You know what I'm saying? But there are some people who they don't care. Nobody ever taught them. They don't know nobody. They don't care. They just know I'm protecting myself, and whatever you're doing to me that's unfavorable it's going to require that I get that ass back. I used to be this person. I was one of them that I ain't gonna hit you, but I put my finger, and my cousin can tell you, I put my finger in your forehead when I'm arguing with you, and put my finger right in the middle of your forehead and just be up in your face.
But isn't that a form of physical abuse?
It is, and that was me being young, stupid, and thank God I didn't have anybody that was dumb enough to like take my finger and try to break it or do something to me. You know what I'm saying? Get your finger off of me, leave me alone. But I had to realize, like, you don't do that. Don't even challenge nobody. Like, because you don't know how they were raised. You don't know who told them, you know what I'm saying? They could have just been from a situation. Just think, if you in a situation where all you see is men beat women, like, let's just say that's what they see. So if you come up against somebody who's had that type of behavior and up, gonna do, you get out of line, they're gonna beat your ass.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't want that.
I'm sorry, Keita. Was you about to say something, Keita?
No, I was agreeing with her. That's it.
So let me ask you this: with your education in psychology.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, you teach your sons, don't put your hands on women. And mind you, I'm a man who was taught that same thing. I told you what I seen, right? With your education in psychology.
Is it too loud? I'm sorry. I came outside. Is it too loud?
Nah, it's me. I'm outside. People are driving by motorcycles and stuff like that.
Okay, I live by the freeway, so I'm like,
nah, you good. It's me. And I'm more so asking this question as far as for learning purposes and pure interest. With your educated background in psychology, when you tell a son, and I am that son, if you just really want to put in perspective. When you tell them don't put your hands on females, but there's that word but. If she's putting her hands on you, what is that psychologically telling your son? Because here's the thing, I'm that little boy who was told that, and I've been in situations when girls hit me, kick me in the nuts and playing and stuff, and grown man, young teenager, and I didn't put my hands on them. But you're planting a seed of take abuse, then walk away. Or take abuse, but don't defend yourself. But then you're also telling your son, okay, then defend yourself if it's to a certain. But and your psychology, come from not your personal experience, but on a psychological level from your education, is that not unhealthy?
So let me be clear that the issue, the don't put your hands on somebody is for my daughter and my son, but more so for my son.
No, I heard you,
don't
but
be the aggressor. Like, don't be the aggressor. Like, don't be the person to put your hands on somebody because they say something that you don't like. They do something that you don't like. Keep your hands to yourself. Now, however, if you're in a situation where a person decides they want to put their hands on you, you have a God-given right to defend yourself within reason. Don't shoot them in the head if they punching you. You know what I'm saying? If they coming at you with slapping you upside the head, don't shoot them with a gun. Push them the fuck away from you or do something like that. So it is healthy because you're establishing a boundary. There's certain things like get yourself out of danger and get the fuck away from them.
So let me give you an example. I'm 6'2.5". I'm 250 pounds. Let's just say my girlfriend is 5'11". Shit, I don't know, 180. Or 200. Let's say even 200, right? So she's a thicker built woman, right? So let's just say she put her hands on me. She punches me. Now, I'm human. I react out of anger. So that means adrenaline's pumping. I'm about to crack the shit out of her. Let's be real, y'all.
Right.
This is key to keeping it real.
You probably should.
Now, if I crack her the way I'm feeling because I'm getting hit and I'm being defense, and I hit her. There's, in my opinion, now this is my opinion, y'all, when y'all see this. In my opinion, there's no way outside of men understanding what I've been through. There's no way in society that they're going to say that's okay because of the pain that I can inflict upon her out of that natural reaction. They're going to say, well, she hit him, it's deserved. When they see her black eye, when they see her swollen jaw, when they see the side of her face swollen, they're going to be like, well, he could have walked away or he didn't have to do that.
You can't tell a person how to. You can't control how a person reacts. So, in my opinion, you're not wrong.
Agree. But wait though. Generalize it because that's what men have to deal with. We have to deal with not how because look, we don't because I'm telling you, men don't have to deal with how mama might feel. We don't have to deal with how auntie might feel. We have to deal with the police coming to the house. We have to deal with what the world is going to presume about what the girl looks like these athletes. Football players, these guys football players, all they do is aggression. Their whole life is aggression. And say the same situation happened. They don't have to deal with their mama saying, well, baby, you wasn't wrong for doing it. He got to deal with getting locked up, going to court, all that process. Because when the police come and she say, he done hit me, he can say, man, she put her hands on me. And that's different. Like I can say that on a lower level, it is somewhat different because I've heard stories from family members. But overall, the mindset that men have is no matter what I do, I'm going to jail. So if this woman done hit me and she ain't left nothing but a scratch, but then out of reaction, I done popped her, I'm this big nigga, and they see this big nigga when they come to the door, I'm guilty. I'm the abuser. I'm the aggressor.
Yes, and that's where our society, that's where we got stuff messed up. Because the truth of the matter is, if I, as a 5'1.5" woman who weighs, I ain't gonna tell my real weight. I'm okay. I'm 180.
Hey, just say you thicker than a Snicker. Just say I'm thicker than a Snicker.
I'm a little fluffy. Okay, I'm 5'1.5". Okay, look at my hand. This is my fist. That's my fist. Okay, I'm not a boxer. I'm not a fighter. But if I go oops upside my dude's head and he comes back, his reflexes does knock me across the room, and I just so happen to fall into the dresser and I'm all messed up and he just got some scratches. Technically, I can't say nothing about that because at the end of the day, I put my hands on him first. And the thing is we want to try to tell people how to deal to how they are supposed to respond to our disrespect of them. And you cannot. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, a boy, a girl. It doesn't matter. You can't, because you don't know what the next person is dealing with. Right. You don't know what that thing that you're doing to that person is going to cause. So we can always look on the outside, right, and say, oh, it might be a little bit too much. But that's where, you know what I'm saying, you got to be smart about it. My thing is, if he knocks the shit out of me, honestly, if I'm really going to be real within myself, I'm going to have to say, you put your hands on him first. You can't control what he did.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
yes.
So in our reality, any situation that is basically toxic when it comes to couples, 9 times out of 10, the victim don't go running to the police. She deals with it, and it happens over and over and over until somebody else decides, like, oh girl, you need to call the police. Then they will call the police. Other than that, when you going through it with a person and y'all both putting y'all hands on each other, the police is not involved. I'm gonna give a situation. Last year we went to the fair. I took the kids to the fair. We at the fair, you know, everybody's at the fairground. It's a lot of people there. The people that were in front of me, it was a young girl and a young guy. He was there with his friend. She was there. Device not connected. Medisa, hold on. She got to click back in. And then where'd she go? I'll give it a minute to see if she's going to even come back in. Oh, here she go.
I was trying to. Okay.
Okay. So the couple that was in front of me. Now we in this long line. The kids trying to get some fried Oreos, whatever. So she didn't do nothing. She was just talking crazy. She was talking crazy to him. She was saying, you know, he's trying to front in front of his friends. He's taking too long. She's trying to go. He was embarrassed because she was talking crazy, like literally talking crazy. He was embarrassed, so he went up to her. He done knocked the glasses off her face. He had her in the head. We at the state fair, police everywhere. He done kicked her glasses underneath the one of the trailers, and she, you know, she just like, you just petty, you just petty. I can't believe you doing this. Everybody is staring, and she kept talking crazy, and she was on the phone. He done took her phone, done threw the phone down, and I mean, it was going on so much because she was talking mad cash. So where he done put her in the headlock, and they walking out the door. They walking out. Police is everywhere. So not all the time they would get involved or they would stop a situation. That is unless, you know, somebody say something. But other than that, no. Nobody stopped that situation. It was a toxic situation, and you could tell this is nothing new. This is always something that
is, and that's why you don't get in stuff. Like I don't be getting into
Miss Lolo, like, we can't see you.
Oh,
we can't see you.
You can't see me? Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, here. Oh, dang. Okay. So that's why I don't be getting into people domestic stuff, because my thing is, like, a lot of times some people just used to toxicity, and that's what they okay, and they okay with operating in that. Like, I don't get involved in that type of stuff. Like, go on about your, like, if y'all want to punch on each other and cuss each other out and call each other, that's y'all thing. I'm not in it, because obviously there's something about that there's something, for whatever reason, you're staying in that situation. I'm not judging nobody for that, but you know, it's up to people to start, you know, being straight up honest about the truth and saying, like, sometimes, like, I say this all the time, we complicit in our own shit, because we bring stuff into our lives, and we put up with things, and we deal with stuff that we shouldn't have to deal with, you know what I mean? And then you want everybody else to come to the rescue. Like, no, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And she was probably calling somebody, telling them, and you know, you just never know. And that's why these situations, when it has to do with domestic type stuff, you got to be careful. It's just it's a slippery slope, and you got to be careful, and it's a fine line. Because unfortunately, we live in a society nowadays where drama and all this toxicity, that shit is cute. These people, look at all these people going viral for stupid stuff. Like, girl, you really out here promoting this, and this is what, you know what I'm saying? This is what people like to see. But this is the condition of this world that we live in. You know, people aren't raised the same way. Like, they don't have the same values. They don't have the same, like, when we went out, like, remember how we used to be out in the streets? We used to be out in the streets just doing our thing, and it was no mess. You know what I'm saying? People went home and they did what they needed to do, and that was that. But now people want the limelight. People want People want everybody to feel sorry for them. People want a bandwagon. And a lot of times they'll provoke this bad behavior because they're getting views, and everything is on social media nowadays. You know what I'm saying? It ain't one of those things where you can just do something, to your, sit back on yourself. And everybody filming. And man, I just honestly feel like our society, we just live in a bad society. Like, folks' mindsets is all messed up. People don't respect people. People don't respect elderly people. People don't respect, our elders, like the generations. But this is what we see. Look at the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Look at the culture. Look at what's on TV. It's all sex and drugs and money and fast cars. You know what I'm saying?
Let me. I like to ask y'all a question, and it's still about abuse, but I want to flip the coin. And I'm really curious about, even in y'all girl circles, when y'all chilling with y'all girlfriends and all that, and maybe it's not recognized as abuse, but what about the mental abuse that you knowingly know your girlfriends might do to her boyfriend or her husband in a girl circle? Do y'all comment and tell, girl, you wrong about that? Like not y'all personally, like in y'all circles, y'all experience, maybe y'all might have been the one to step up and say, girl, that ain't right. But abuse is abuse.
Absolutely.
And I feel like a lot of times men are in relationships with a woman who they love. They not physical, but the woman is mentally and emotionally abusing that man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'm very curious. I'm very curious to hear your response. How often do women tell another woman, "Girl, that ain't right how you treating that man"? From y'all experience, not what y'all done did, but what have y'all heard? Have y'all heard? Like, if y'all want to start, if y'all can do me a favor, start out with a percentage of what y'all have experienced. How many times have y'all been in y'all girlfriend circle with wine and whatever, and y'all just chilling and telling you about a scenario with their boyfriend and what they said and did, and in the back of your mind, like, girl, you in the wrong, you fucking him up, like mentally abusing him. In y'all mind, y'all saying like, that's fucked up. But in girl circles, how often do women say to that other woman, girl, you wrong, you doing him wrong? Does that come up? Do girls talk about that to each other?
Well, personally, I'm that person. We talk about that with my friends. If you
now you're there now, but I'm saying I'm not gonna ask your age, but
no, I'm 48. I'm 48 and proud, and I've always been that person. My cousin can tell you that. I'm not with this toxic shit. I'm not with the disrespect. Like, my mama then taught me. Let me tell you something. This is where it comes from. This is how I was raised. My mama was a single parent. My father was absent, incarcerated, some things that happened. And my dad wasn't always a kind man to my mother. He put my mama through some shit. He did some stuff to her, okay? My mother has never once, she never once told me about any of the bad shit that my dad did. It was a family member who told me about the bad stuff that my dad did because of his issues or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But my mom never, ever dogged a man. She never was disrespectful. And that is what I have been taught, to not be disrespectful. And if a person is disrespectful, like, you need to check that. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Like, it doesn't matter what you've seen in your life. You got to make a decision that that's going to be something that you're not going to do. For me, I'm that friend. If you wrong, girl, don't talk to that man like that. Don't be disrespectful to him. You don't have a reason to.
If you don't mind, tell the world, not just me, but tell the world, when you were sitting in the circle of girlfriends and y'all having y'all wine and friends of wine at the box, and y'all listen to Keith Sweat and y'all talking and listen to R. Kelly, and you hear her talking. And y'all hear her talking about some stuff she done said to her man, and you in your mind, you like, girl, you manipulating him, or you wrong, And again, I want to hear your story about something you might have did, but I really want to know about the idea in generalizing, like, with women, percentage wise, however you want. I'm giving you an idea what I'm trying to talk about. How often do women really tell other women, like, girl, you doing that man wrong. You playing him. You doing him wrong. You manipulating him. You destroying him. You ain't building him up. You know what I mean? Like I want to know because I never actually asked this question.
Okay.
Because women are the neck, and we know in relationships a lot of times women, not even because of their own recourse, because they don't even know better, they'll destroy a man. And they could be doing something out of their emotions where it's tearing down a man, and he might be not even knowing what he's doing to her. But how often in women's circles are they sitting there telling each other, girl, you wrong about that? Why are you tearing down that man like that?
Right.
Is that something that women do? You know, and I'm saying this as a whole. You know, I want to know y'all personal experiences, but I want to know as a whole, do y'all feel like women do that?
I think some do that. My circle ain't big, so I really ain't gotta sit up here and speak on none of that.
But
They
this is over the course of your life, though, not just now, but just over the course of your life. And like I said, if you can give me a percentage of what you think, and then tell me, you know what I'm saying, what you think.
I believe a lot of women do. I don't think they sit up and be like, girl, yeah, you need to sit up here and you need to do this and this and then and that. I don't feel like they do that. I feel like a lot of
you said they're wrong. Do you think they say, girl, you wrong for telling that man this?
I believe they will say you wrong for sitting up or saying this to that man. Yes.
What percentage?
I would say
out of 100, what percentage?
I would say at least 50%. I'll give it 75.
That's good to know.
Sometimes a lot of women, if they know they're doing a situation wrong, they're not going to admit it to their friends like what's going on. They're going to tell their version only. You got to remember that.
I do, and that's why I asked that question. Because I feel like a lot of women, even with their closest friends, they're never going to make it look like they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
But I do believe that a lot of women listening to them know that they're the bad guy, but they don't speak on it because they're only going to respond to it.
Right.
They're only going to respond to what the woman's telling them. That's my personal opinion. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying I really believe that when women get in circles and they powwowing, a woman's venting, they don't sit up here and say, well, why do you think he's doing this? Because this. Their automatic response is being empathetic and being women. And now we're meeting on an emotional level. I've been through this. I feel like personally, a lot of women just respond to what that woman's placating, knowing she's not telling the whole story. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And see, that's where it's fucked up as far as, in my opinion, about women. And I'm going to speak on Black women because that's my main concern. Because I feel like, and I'm not even going to say the old school, I feel like what should be done is when women are sitting in their circles and they're saying, Gerald been cheating and Gerald is this, Gerald is that, Gerald is Paul is this, Paul is that. They only talking about the bad of the man, but they're not going to sit up there and say, well, I ain't gave Paul no pussy in 3 months. Right. They ain't saying I done drove Paul crazy because I've been getting on his nerves. They're not saying doing that. But my problem is it's not enough women saying, girl, look here, I know you ain't did this. You didn't, what you done did. They don't do that.
Exactly.
Now, what I say with men, I'm going to tell y'all for men, most men, when they go to their friends, and I'm saying they friends, not the guy on the block, not when they just want to vet, they know so-and-so a drink with them and get fucked up, and they just try to get fucked up and deal with their problems and escape them for a moment and come back. But when they talk to their friends, they'll sit up there and say, man, my wife ain't gave me no pussy. She ain't sucking my dick. She don't do this. And most men, and I'm telling y'all, most men will be like, well, hey, bro, this is how we are. Hey, bro, I feel you, man. But you chose her, bro. You know what I mean? You can't control what she do. But if you're going to be with her, and then we go from there. Because we don't speak on women. We speak on the man dealing with the woman. Right. And we're going to be like, a real friend going to be like, and I've been in these situations because I am that buddy for everybody. A real man going to be like, hey, bro, I'm going to be real with you, man. Do you love her? Most men going to ask that question, do you love her? Dude going to say, yeah, I love her. And he's going to be like, well, look, you ain't going nowhere. You're going to deal with it. You need to worry about how you're going to deal with it. I'm not saying advice is best. I'm just saying men are like, well, ain't no point because we're different. Ain't no point in even discussing all that middle shit because if you ain't going nowhere, why the fuck are we talking about it? But I feel like with women, they don't even question what the other woman doing. They don't question why Betsy got Paul cheating on her or Paul lying to her or whatever. They don't question that. They don't question Betsy's actions. They're just like, girl, he did what? Well, shit, I'll tell you what.
In that situational. That's why it's important that you got to start having people around you.
Well, hold on, Lolo, because you still got to answer the. Keith already answered.
Oh no! Oh yeah, my computer like updated.
You good. I got you. I said I want to know a percentage, and I also want to know about the circles y'all been in. What's the percentage of the women you know that when a woman first comes to the circle of friends, she telling her story? What percentage of women you know listen to her story and say, "Well, you girl, look here. Now I know you. Da 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 da. Have you done this? You know that type of conversation. What percentage of women you know?"
Real talk to you, because I can't give you a percentage, right? Because
can.
No. Listen.
No, hear me out. Through your life at 48, is no right or wrong answer. I'm not looking for right or wrong.
No, I know.
You can tell me what you've experienced
in my experience. Okay,
and you can tell me with that adding on to, you can tell me what you think most women do because you're a woman. I can tell you what I think most men do. Then I can. So with those two combined, what do you think the percentage of women do in that conversation in the extent of what I'm talking about?
So based on my experience, right?
And
the people that I have in my circle.
No, not that. That's still your experience. And the mindset of women. The you know what I mean? Why you don't?
This is one thing I'm gonna tell you about me. Let me put you up on something about me. I'm never gonna speak on the mindset of women because in my mind, even though I'm a woman, I'm also a whole ass nigga too. I think like a man too. Let me tell you why. I'm a writer, so I write books, I write relationships. So I think
I'm a writer too.
No, hold on. I think
I said no. Listen, Lolo. I said I'm a writer too. I was congratulating you.
Oh, good, cool. So
listen, girl, listen.
Are you gonna let me answer the question? Is you gonna keep?
Yes. I'm just messing with you.
What you drinking on? What are you drinking?
I'm drinking that yak.
Don't answer the question, cuz, so we can move on to the next topic.
Yeah. So basically, for me, in the percentage of people that I have made it my business since I have been old enough. I always surround myself with people who gonna tell me the right shit. I don't want no yes people. I don't want no people. I want people who gonna tell me the truth if I'm out of order. And I am that friend. I have been that friend. I literally have cut off people. I had a situation with a female who had got a man. He was a good man. He was doing his thing. She told me she was cheating on him. I said, "Girl, you crazy? If I ain't never seen crazy. Like you stupid. Oh, well, he ain't that cute and he ain't this." But it doesn't matter. Like he cares about you. He loves you. He wants the best for you. He's telling you he's willing to be a man and take care of you. Like, what does that matter? Like, you need to get your stuff together. And so I don't associate myself with people who shady. Like because I'm about love and unity. I'm about being right by people because karma's real, baby. I don't care who you are and how much money you got. When you do dirt to people, that shit's going to come back on you. So I'm never going to be in a circle with anybody who ain't going to tell me about myself. If I don't want no people that's going to be like, "Oh my God, girl, yeah. Oh my God, you're the victim." No, if I'm out of order, if I said something wrong, there's been times where in my past relationship, I've spoken with my sister. I spoke with my cousin. I spoke with my auntie. They'd be like, "Oh, no, you was wrong for that." My sister be like, "Nah, sis, if you and him had an issue and you told him that you forgave him and y'all was cool, then you don't have a right to bring that shit back up later because you said y'all had moved past that. You're holding on to grudges." So I'm that type of person. Like, because my thing is, what I want is love. What I want is unity. What I want is respect. What I want is to build something with someone else.
And that's accountability again. Accountability.
Hey, with that being said, because you said with love, I want to speak for Miss Love. She typed in, she said, "I would tell a woman she is wrong to her face."
As you should.
She said with exclamation point, she said, "Right is wrong, right is right, and wrong is wrong." And I just want to say that
Exactly, and that's what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people are afraid because you so afraid of hurting people's feelings. No, when you foul and you moving foul, baby, I'm gonna tell you moving foul because you shouldn't be moving foul. Because the man that you are mistreating, the man that you are thinking about and thinking and taking for granted, someone else is praying for that same man. Just like the woman that you are mistreating, the woman that you are taking for granted or who's getting on your nerves, somebody else is praying for that exact woman. So my thing is this: either you're gonna get yourself together and remove yourself from the situation, or you're gonna suck it up, you're gonna fix yourself, and you're gonna move on forward. But don't do dirt to nobody. Nobody deserves that. Walk away.
I'm gonna say this so Kitty can move on to the next subject.
Oh, I love this.
I love it too. I swear to God. I need auntie. Where auntie at? I do want to say this. And I hope all the men who see this feel the same way. It makes me feel good to hear that there are women out here that do that, because I don't want to speak for all men, but I think concretely I can say most men feel like when women get together, all they do is shit down and talk down and on men. And when women come and say he this and that, they don't ever question the woman. They always just want to support the woman emotionally because it placates to something they dealt with a man somewhere in their life and support them. So I just want to say it does make me feel good to hear from you and Miss Love that there are some women out here who actually will tell a woman, girl, look here, you tripping.
Yeah.
You tripping. You got a king over there. Like, and that's the thing. A gift don't always look the way that we want it to, because sometimes we miss the packaging. We be like, oh, it ain't packaged this way, or it don't have this. But the fact that you're looking with you got to look with your spiritual eyes. You can't look with your natural eyes because you're going to miss a whole lot of stuff. And sometimes it don't look the way you think it should be, but you really got your winner on your team, but you're not willing to put in the work and do what you got to do and hold yourself accountable and fix yourself. Like I said, from my situation, I have decided that I'm going to fix the things in me that are wrong because I'm not blameless in the breakdown of my relationship. I'm never going to say it's someone else's fault. Now, I can't control what they did or how they did it. And maybe I wouldn't have done that in the situation. However, but it is what it is. I'm going to forgive. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to look at healing, because healing is what's going to get me better, because I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table, and it doesn't matter what I've been through. It's about where I'm going that matters the most.
Exactly.
Mic drop.
I told them when your phone like messed up, I told them, I said, sometimes women, especially women, a lot of them, they don't tell their side. They tell what he done. And so we only got one side to actually sit up there and go by. So then talking crazy about him. So I did say that. I gotta hurry up, y'all. I gotta hurry up. My son is on his way home. I gotta go over there and say happy birthday to him. So we're gonna get on this last topic just really quick.
Ooh, the man cheat and still love his. Ooh, good.
Can a man cheat and still love his spouse? And versa.
Can I take the lead on this one, brother? Can I take the lead?
We can't hear you, Ralph.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
I said, say it again, Kitty, because I want the world to hear this. And I want you to take lead. I want to go last.
Please, can I please?
Can a man cheat and still love his spouse?
Woo, spouse.
And Miss Lolo, I want you to know I am very interested in your answer from your educated perspective, not your emotional.
Listen to me, baby.
I want to hear both, but I'm being transparent.
I'm gonna tell you
y'all. Go ahead, light skin.
My wig is itching. I ain't light skin. I'm caramel. Okay, blame it on alcohol. But anyway, okay. So, can a man cheat and still love his spouse, significant other, whomever? Absolutely. You know why? You know why? Because cheating for men most of the time is physical. It is a physical thing. There's typically no emotions attached to it. Like, it's just sex. It's just doing what I do. It's just getting my rocks off. It was there. It was available, and I was feeling some kind of way, and whatever Absolutely. A man, I don't think that just because a man cheats that he doesn't love the person that he's with, his spouse, his significant other. Absolutely not. Now, I will say this. Some men who are what you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? I'm having a brain for
Weak-minded, simps.
no, not simps. Compulsive cheaters or serial cheaters. That's a different story,
That's
right?
a different story.
Because a serial cheater is cheating because there's something that's missing.
I had to pour up on that one.
It's about you trying to. Most of the time there's a broken issue. There's a mama issue, a daddy issue, or something going on there where they're trying to show that they have. They're trying to prove their male prowess by their number of conquests. Oh, I can hit this one, and hit that one, and hit that one, and I'm the man, right? There's something psychologically going on there. But for the most part, yes, absolutely. Because the thing we have to remember is that men are visual. Men are visual. They are tactile. Like they see, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. So absolutely. You know what I mean? There are some men who cheat not because they're just dogs. They just fall into a bad situation. Now, if you continue to cheat, then that's something that needs to be, figured out, because there's something else wrong with that. But you making a mistake and slipping up in something because you was having a bad day, it happens. It happens to the best. And same thing with the women. Like I have never cheated. Honestly, I have never cheated. And I know this in 48 years, I've never cheated. If I feel like I have to cheat, I'm going to leave you alone. Because if I want somebody else, it ain't no point in me dealing with you because that's wrong. I know what it feels like to be cheated on. That shit hurts. It makes you feel some kind of way. You got to deal with all kind of different thoughts in your mind. So for me, if I feel like I got to go and creep out and do something else, I'm leaving you alone, because that means that you're not doing something for me to feel like I need to go outside of this relationship to get something to fulfill my needs. That's me personally. You know what I mean? If you want, but some people can do it. To me, if I cheat on you, then we done, because I don't cheat. I'm not going to cheat.
Right.
What? I don't want them problems. I don't got time to be sneaking and creeping and hiding messages and doing all this and trying to keep my stories together and calling all my friends and my cousins and being like, it's too much. I want simple. I want peaceful. I'm a whole ass grandmother, okay? A grandmother. I want to be a grandmother in peace. So I'm not going to cheat. If I don't want you, I'm moving on. I'm going to tell you, this ain't working for me. You know what I mean? I'd rather be single and to have all of my options open to do whatever the hell I want to do with my body and my time than to have to be creeping and sneaking and doing all that stuff. But back to what the original question was, absolutely, a man can cheat and still love his spouse because he's not doing it typically for emotional or connection reasons. He's doing it for some sort of physical gratification. And it's just what it is. It's just sex. Once he busts a nut, it's over. It's a wrap for most of them. And that's what I got to say about that.
Can we applaud to hear a woman speak on that point? And actually, fellas, when y'all see this, I'm clapping for us. No, I ain't never been a cheater. But I think it was very healthy for men to hear a woman say to tell other women, yes, it ain't all the extra stuff that women make it out to be when a man cheats. A lot of times, like you're saying, but that we're visual creatures, and like you said, it has no emotional attachment.
And sometimes life just happens. And I know that we say, oh my God, well, sometimes life just happens, situations be happen. Like a lot of times as women, we sometimes get lost in the sauce. Like we are so, and I'm not saying, and please understand, let me preface this by saying this, because I don't want nobody come for me. I'm not saying that a woman is responsible for
it. They're going to come for you. Just
deciding to cheat. I'm not saying, but what I am saying is that sometimes we get so caught up in our roles, right? It's hard being
they can't see. You can come in.
Someone working, like you got a job, you got a 9 to 5, you got you got a hat that you're wearing over here. You a mama, you an auntie, you a sister, you a daughter, you a grandmother, and you a significant other or a spouse, right? Sometimes we get so caught up in the stuff that we got going on that we sometimes it falls by the wayside, and we don't remember that, like, at the end of the day, like, we still have a responsibility to take care of that person that's there. And I'm not saying, I'm not talking about people that ain't doing the right thing. I'm talking about men that's getting up, going to work, who, you know what I'm saying, they on the up and up, they doing the right thing. Yes, absolutely. Sometimes we get caught, we get lost in the sauce. Some things happen, and it's not our fault. I'm not saying it's your fault ever for a woman to be cheated on. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying, there have been situations that people, for whatever reason, because something may be going on, you may be dealing with some relationships are stressful. You add, finances, you add relationships, and don't even get me started on blending families and trying to get kids to commingle and families to do this. Like, it's stressful sometimes, you know what I mean? So there have been instances where men make mistakes. Like, people, the thing is, the point I'm making is we all make mistakes. We got to look at it as this: is it a mistake or is it a pattern? Now, if you got somebody that's just out here just cheating on you because that's what they do, then baby, that's who they are. They're a cheater. They don't give a fuck. They're going to cheat on you. They tried to cheat on their ex, the one before that, and the one before that. It's important for us to pay attention to those. We got to check those relationship resumes, right? But if you got a man who ain't never cheated, who ain't never walked a narrow side of the road in his life, and all of a sudden he slips up and falls into some mess, you know what I mean? And chances are it was an accident and it didn't mean to happen. It is a choice, yes, because you make the choice to do what you do. But what happens is, what happens after that choice? Do you try to, excuse me, reestablish that relationship? Do you try to fix that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different variables. So I'm never gonna say that a man cheats because he don't love his woman. I'm never gonna say that a woman cheats because she don't love her man. Sometimes women cheat because we cheat. We don't cheat for necessarily the physical part of it. We cheat more for the emotional part of it, because sometimes our men are so caught up in the things that they got going on, they don't really know how to connect with us emotionally. And you run across old Slick Willie over there who's saying the right shit and sending you good morning text, or your motherfucking work husband or whatever, and he bringing you bagels and coffee and shit from Dutch Bros. You know what I'm saying? You might just be rolling the hay with him on a lunch break, and you just never know. Like, I'm just saying, like, you never can say that it's because the person doesn't love a person. It's a case by case scenario, and it's not always black and white. And I just feel like I wish that we can make it like that. It ain't always black and white. Now, it's up to you to determine if your situation is a situation where this person is a serial cheater.
What you got to say, Keith?
I mean, she, like she said, she could think both ways, the man version and the woman version. So, my opinion is, I believe they can. I believe they can cheat and still love their spouse. I don't understand it. Right. And I know, like, when she talked about the woman aspect, yes, I totally agree. Women do it out of emotion. It's the emotion part, the parts that we missing of a man and that we don't have. And then, like she said, the right person, Jody, will come along and whisper sweet nothings in your ear, and you listen.
Nigga bring you a Starbucks and motherfucking spoozles every morning, and next thing you know, you in the back of his motherfucking car on the lunch break in the party garage. Exactly. So I'm not saying that because I've done that. I'm just saying as an example. I'm a writer, so my mind be all over the place.
Right. So I totally agree with that. A man aspect, I can't really say. That's why I wanted your view on it. That's why I have you on here, Mr. Island, so you could give us your point of view on this.
What you got to say, brethren?
I want to start off by saying it like this. I have a picture in my phone that I have saved that I often show men and women, and it shows a woman in a sundress. The top half of her body is to one man, and the bottom half is to another. And I always ask people, again, male or female, what do you get off of that? What is your thoughts off of that? I get different answers, and I always say, this is my mindset. A woman can love a man. Now, I know what we're talking about, but bear with me. A woman can really love a man and give her whole heart to that man, but still cheat on a man. And the man that has her body ultimately controls that woman. Now, let's flip the script and go back to the man. A man can love a woman with all his heart, die for that woman. Because when a man, what I taught my nephews, Don't ever tell a woman you love her unless you really love her, because when a man loves something, he will die for it. So when a man loves a woman, that means he is ready to die, defend her, all that, put his life at risk for her.
Right.
So yes, he can fuck another woman. That don't mean shit.
Nothing.
That answers the question right there. That's how I feel.
Oh yeah, because it's all physical. It's not an emotional. Sex for men is not emotional.
We are first of all, before we can get to cheating on a woman, sex in general for a man is different from a woman, because we naturally are built to separate our emotions from anything. A lot of people like to say a lot of stuff. They always say a man can separate his emotions from sex. It's even more than that. We are biologically built to separate our emotions from life, because we have to, because we're leaders, because we're kings, whatever title you want to give us. We have to be built like that because we have to lead. So we naturally are built to separate our emotions about shit, period. Even when it comes to what you want to eat, baby. What you want to eat. You know what a man brain goes through when a girl says, what a woman or a girl, whatever age matters. When she says, I don't know, we have to go through and think about what she likes to eat, how she feels when it makes her eat, how it makes her react. We have to separate our feelings just even off of that. That's how we're built.
That's deep. Because I never understood why my ex would get so irritated sometimes when I'd be like, I don't know what I want to eat. Like it's straight up, because and honestly, because I'd be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't like, because we don't.
So watch this. Watch, I'm about to fuck you up. Just you saying that. In a good way, though. In a good way. It might turn you on to men later on in life when you're dealing with them, because what I just said, what I'm about to say. So if a man really loves you and pays attention to you and all that, think of it like this. Like I said, what you want to eat, baby? If a man really is considering you, now you say, well, if he know me, yeah, if he knows you, he pays attention to you, but he might learn your pattern. He might learn it, okay, 2 or 3 days out the week, she like this. It's 7 days in a week, 2 days she like this, but then some days when she on her period, she like this. All that shit goes to our head. So when we ask you just simply what you want to eat, you're betting on us because we're the leader, because you think we should know you. We have to think about what the fuck you want to eat. At that moment.
No, absolutely. That's real talk.
About everything. This is how our
no. Like, and I think that one of the things is that men and women, we have to start to understand one another. Like, we have to understand the way our brains work. We got to understand the way that we process things. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and I'm sitting here literally just thinking about little small things that are coming to my mind at this point, certain things, like conversations that we've had, me and him had before, and just little things like that. And I didn't understand it in the moment, right? I didn't get it, and I'm not saying that
Let me throw this at you. I'm gonna throw a different angle at you. I work 12 hours, right? I come home. You cook me a meal and everything. But let's just say you get sleepy and you tired from what you done did, right? It's a couple dishes in the sink. And I go to bed. But you knew I was up. You might say, baby, why ain't you washing dishes? Because we know you don't like dishes in the sink, right?
Mm-hmm.
Off top, let me tell you a thing. Off top, we think like, damn, I know I should wash some dishes. She's going to have an attitude and all that other stuff, da-da-da. But like, damn, we think she don't even give a fuck about the fact that I was tired too. Da-da-da-da. So I'm saying that even though it segued against what we was talking about, I'm telling you how men think. We have to always think about all this other shit on top of the basic shit of what the situation is. Now, going back to the cheating shit. I've never cheated on a woman a day in my life.
Really? You honestly never? Ever?
I can get on a lie detector test right now, and I can pass it. No. You ask the question. You ask the question. I'm giving you an answer. You ain't got to say nothing else. I'm literally telling you. If anybody questions, they can pay for it. I'll pay for it my damn self. I can get on a lie detector test right now and say I've never cheated on a woman a day in my life.
Do you think conversations are cheating? or just the physical act?
My grandmother raised me. It's not cheating if you ain't married, and that is a fact.
Wow.
People don't want to deal with the truth of the situation, but that is a fact. Because if you're a Christian, you go there. If you're a Christian, sin is sin. So if you're having sex,
so you saying that because you fornicate?
I got loading. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till everybody get back on here.
Well, wait a minute. So you saying because
I know everybody want to hear this shit.
You saying because you fornicate? You all saying because you fornicate?
No. Don't say what I'm saying. I'm about to tell you.
Tell me. I want to know.
I waited because it was loading. So now I'm speaking fact. Not my opinion. I'm speaking what my grandmother told me, and what it really is a fact. Cheating is only cheating. First of all, having sex is a sin. Cheating is only wrong when you're married because you went before God and said da 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 da. Now, anything before marriage is technically not a sin. What it is, it's a moral thing between human beings because nobody should be having sex before they get married. Nobody should, man or female. Nobody should be having sex before they get married. So if you're having sex, it's a sin anyway. So the only thing that changes is the moral compass between human beings saying, oh, you're mine and I'm yours. But guess what? Nobody is nobody's. We're all God's. We're all God's children. We're all God's. We're supposed to live our life by God's law.
Okay. You're right. Okay.
So the reality of it is it's not cheating unless you're married.
Wow. Okay.
So even when you tell somebody, okay, it's just me and you having sex, nobody else fucking, and you go out and fuck somebody else, or she go out and fuck somebody else, and y'all not married, guess what? You're hurt because, oh, well, I said, and you said, and we agreed on it. Well, the reality of it is, yeah, his moral compass is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? He fucked up, she fucked up, whatever. But the reality of it is, and people don't like to deal with truth. They like to deal with how they feel and what they think. It's not cheating. That's it. Now,
depending on how you look at it, if you supposed to be in a committed relationship.
I spoke on that.
I agree with you. I get what you're saying, and I agree with it. Especially like you said, nobody should be doing anything unless you're married anyway.
We all doing shit.
So guess what? It goes back to our first conversation we had. Accountability. If you accept that, if you as a person know that it is truth,
man,
it goes back to accountability. So when you decide to get with a man, and I decide to get with a woman, and we morally say, oh, we're gonna just have sex between me and you, and one of us step out, guess what? It's wrong by our moral standards. But everything we was doing wrong is wrong by God's standards. Whose standards matter more?
I mean, you're right. I mean, there is truth to that. But at the end of the day,
wait. Guess what you just said? Wait. Watch this, Miss Lolo. Miss Lolo, watch this.
Let's be real.
Wait. Watch. We are being real. This is keeping it real with Keita. Watch what you just said. The first word you said before you said anything you said was but. You said but. When you say but, it negates everything you said before that. You gotta stand up. You gotta stand on one side of the fence.
I gotta go. They waiting on me. I gotta go. I'm sorry, we gotta cut it short. But
no, this is we need to do this again.
This is good. This is good. I love this. I really want to come back home and get back on here again. But
call me. I get on. We can talk all night. Shit.
Okay.
Hey, well, you can message me or whatever. I don't. Okay. She got my info. We can talk about it all night.
We probably can get back on here late night and talk about this.
We can talk late. We can talk late night. Like we can talk real late night. Cool. Yeah. I'm down. Let's go. Let's do it.
And then I like to thank Melissa and Ralph for coming on the show tonight. This was a great topic. We are like 2 hours and almost 30 minutes in today. I thank you. We ain't been on here in a long time, so I appreciate this.
This is the first time we had it this long.
Yeah, I appreciate this. Thanks for coming in. I thank y'all for each comment, opinion y'all have on the topics that we talked about today. Yeah. I gotta go say happy birthday to my son.
I say happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
You gotta make sure you
Happy
get short.
birthday to
I'm
you.
that grandma.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to
So
you.
grandma
All right, I'm
first.
done. I had to do the black version.
Yeah, that's it, the black version. And thank you all. I'm gonna get off of here right now. But before I do go, when we were talking about accountability, and Medisa touched on it when we were talking about the Diddy and Cassie situation a little bit, when she was saying, you know, we were all young and dumb. That's true. It takes growth when it comes to accountability. A lot of people don't see it right off top. A lot of people don't call it out when they first see it. They don't call and say, oh, you wrong, or you shouldn't have did this, or you shouldn't be doing that. They don't have that guidance that they actually sit up there and need. They let you go and live your life. Or even if somebody is trying to tell you, you're not focused on what they're saying. Like she said, you got that blinders, that vision up. So when it comes to being young, any situation, any topic that we talked about today, when it comes to being young, we go through things. They are all life lessons.
That's it.
All of them are life lessons. It takes growth for you to realize your accountability on your part. Sometimes the situations that you go through, even if it's hurt, will teach you, and you want to better yourself. You will be like, okay, I was wrong, and I know I did X, Y, and Z to what he has done. You actually open up and you see what you both have done. But like I said, it takes growth, and it's a life lesson, and that's something that we always got to go through.
Absolutely.
So, with that being said, I am out of here. I love y'all. We coming back on here. We'll be back. We about to finish. We gonna
Miss
finish.
Lolo.
Give me about 30 minutes. I'll be back.
All right. Send me the link.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
love you.
Daddy be right here.
Okay.
You know what? Boy, bye. Goodbye.
You're so silly. Bye.
Anyway, I'm not to play with him.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ro.